run toward the front and the score.
Shot denied.
Options here. Nice pass in front of the goal.
Scores. Just snuck it in that left post.
They have numbers. 3-on-1. Score!
Right in front. This time she does not miss.
After 2 years of second place, the Navy Mids have flipped the script.
And a very pleasant good evening. We are live just off the campus of Loyola University. We're at the beautiful Ridley Athletic Complex, the home opener for the Loyola Greyhounds, the number 16 Greyhounds. Welcome in, crosstown rival, the number 10 Towson Tigers. Good evening, I'm Brady Seabold alongside my broadcast partner, Monica Yakel. And should be a good one here from Baltimore after 3 straight road games for the Greyhounds. Chilly night here in Baltimore, a little bit of wind whipping across the field. And last time out, the Towson Tigers, and I say last time out, it was back in late February. They had a cancellation based on weather up here in the north, so we'll see if they can shake off some rust against the Greyhounds tonight. Salmonte had a big game, 3 goals, 1 assist, scooped up 3 ground balls, and really set the tone for the Towson Tigers. And a player to watch, Monica, for the Tigers tonight.
Right, they're going to need a lot from Natalie Salmonte. Again, she leads the team with 7 assists and 7 goals. She's a midi, she's strong, and they're going to look to get her to do a lot tonight. Again, Natalie Salmonte, midi, number 11, player to watch for Towson.
And what are the Tigers looking to do tonight against Loyola to try to get out of here with a win?
The keys for Towson tonight are going to be rattle the cage early, force turnovers, and to keep it scrappy, which is what Towson is known to be, a scrappy, tough team. And
for the Loyola Greyhounds, last time out, they had a thriller, an overtime win against the Penn State Nittany Lions. It was just an excellent effort by the Greyhounds. They were down, mounted themselves a great comeback to try to get out of here with a win.
The keys for Towson tonight are going to be rattle the cage early, force turnovers, and to keep it scrappy, which is what Towson is known to be, a scrappy, tough team.
And for the Loyola Greyhounds, last time out, they had a thriller, an overtime win against the Penn
on their 8-meter shots.
Absolutely. So that's a look at both teams and what to expect and who they're going to lean on respectively. Players to watch, and taking a look at the tail of the tape before we get this thing going. Pretty close when you look up and down the numbers. 16 goals for the Tigers. Loyola right there at 14 assists, pretty even. And you take a look at the rest of the numbers, finishing up with turnovers per game. 17 for Towson, 18 for the Loyola Greyhounds. So they really do mirror each other. Don't go anywhere, folks. Coming right up, the home opener for the Loyola Greyhounds as they host Towson right here on the Patriot League Network. Just getting started from Baltimore. Opening draw controlled by the Tigers. They'll work right to left to get things started. In the game's first possession, 39 degrees here at game time. A little bit of a breeze coming across the Ridley Athletic Complex. And a chilly night for Lacrosse. The Greyhounds come in 1-2 overall out of the Patriot League. Towson 3-0, off to a fantastic start. And they work out of the Colonial Athletic Association.
Interesting to see, Towson hasn't played in a while because their game versus Oregon got canceled. So, they may have to shake off the cobwebs a little bit here first.
Absolutely. And that's tough in the early part of the season to have a game off so quick, just as you're trying to establish that groove. Loyola in the man-to-man defense. As Caitlin Montalbano puts it in play. And there's Katie Glenn coming up with a nice save. Good anticipation, and give her credit for her first save of the evening.
So this is going to be crucial here. When Katie's on, it makes a huge, huge difference. And getting that first save right there, I think, is going to be key.
Katie has 3 straight double-digit save games, so she's really coming out doing well. Tied for 11th in the NCAA. She's averaging 11.3 stoppages per game, and has come up big against 3 ranked teams so far. Towson now back to work on offense.
I watched that Penn State game, and she just didn't look herself the first half, and Coach Adams made a great call, pulled her out for a little bit, And, I mean, they were down 13-6.
You're right.
And pulled her out. She got her head together, got her back in. And, I mean, she started to make save after save after save, and you could just see them building that confidence. And next thing you know.
Great instinct by Coach Adams to sense, hey, let me get her out of there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let her get herself together.
And you know, that's tough to pull a goalie.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, and then to get her back in, because they can either be like, that's it, we're done, or do what she did. So, good call.
Head coach Jen Adams in her 10th year here at Loyola, out of the University of Maryland.
Great play.
Absolutely. Ball knocked away on the far side. Loyola now looking to go in transition and flip the field, and there's a foul on the far side. And there's something new, a little free movement.
I was just going to say, yep.
Add some flow to the game.
It's been awesome.
How do you feel about that overall?
Love it. I love it. And I'm, you know, whatever, old school, whatever you want to call it, but I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I think the fans will enjoy it as well. Women's lacrosse continues to make changes as the game continues its evolution.
Yeah, that's been a great change. But, you know, younger kids coming up playing, and they've got to see. I mean, you cannot stand, if you don't like to run, you don't like to move, you better go find another, you know, sport to play.
Yeah, it's all about hustle and keeping that cardio going. It's a huge part of the game. Greyhounds now taking their time, working the ball around, trying to take advantage of their first possession. No score, just getting started. Brady Seabolt, Monica Yeakel with you from Baltimore. Nice feed out front. Ball couldn't get collected, though, unfortunately for Loyola. And they turn it over. Towson now quickly on the move and a quick restart. And now the Tigers are on transition, moving right to left. Greyhounds pick up the defense now and dig in.
Loyola's offense is looking with every game, because I watched their Hopkins game, too, and their offense is looking a lot quicker. They're moving the ball. They're not standing. They're not crowded. It's looking good.
It looks sharp. You can see quick, short passes, and there's a shot off the right side.
Oh.
Gets in the net for the Towson goal, and the Tigers draw first blood and take the 1-0 lead at the 25-40 mark here the first half.
Yeah, she muscled her way in there. No help came. We'll get that back, though. Oh, yeah, she got her. So Geiger got her. She just got her feet stuck there. You can see. So she's flat-footed. And so this is something I'd like to see Loyola work on a little bit more. They're planting their feet. That first step is just, it's flat. And they got to get their feet moving so that, you know, stuff like this doesn't happen. I mean, she literally got stuck. And you can't have that, especially in one-on-ones.
So Caitlin Thornton pumps in the first goal for Towson, the 5'7" freshman attacker from Stony Brook, New York. Gives the Tigers the early lead. And then we'll go back to midfield, Van Thoff.
So here's another rule change. And the draw is set up now where both sticks have to be level with their hips. So it's even. It's a little bit more, and it's much easier for the officials too. So
you feel like it's a benefit to the game as well?
Yeah, I mean, you know, you and I were both on that game where it took 4.5 minutes to set up the draw.
Right.
So
this should alleviate that.
Mm-hmm.
The Greyhounds down 1-0. Back to work on offense. Nice feed out in the middle. A shot to score by the Greyhounds, and Loyola answers back just that quick at the 25-15 mark. Good ball movement, and now we're locked up at 1.
So this is what I'm talking about. This is a perfect example. They're giving themselves more space, more room to cut and get these great. So you can see her. She comes. Where is Van Thoff here? I think there she is. She's entering the screen. So see her teammates give her that room. The defenders have to go out, and she has that room to cut in the middle, strong side, great feed. All she needs is just a little bit of room to be open, and she nails it.
So Hannah Powers with a beautiful feed to Van Thoff. Taylor did a good job working without the lacrosse ball, found the open space, grabbed the pass, and zipped it into the back of the net. And it's a 1-1 game.
Towson's thinking, oh, that's too easy. Way too easy.
Nice job of Loyola answering back, and answering back quickly. So it's Natalie Salmonti for Towson, and Van Thoff for the Greyhounds. So the draw is controlled by Towson. Quick whistle, and they keep the action going. And now Towson will set up their offensive flow here in a 1-1 tie. Whistles on the right side. Emily Gillingham will put it in play for Towson.
So another rule change. So she has an 8-meter shot and a free movement. So before you had to stand and then closest way out.
Right.
I hate to laugh, but I mean, it is kind of silly, you know. So the defenders can get the hash marks next to the shooter. You don't have to wait. You can just go get there, and everybody can move elsewhere, wherever they want. So again, just that free movement, and it's not freeze tag. Everyone would say it's like freeze tag, you know. So it's just been so much better for the game.
So Gillingham pumps it in off the free position shot. Towson retakes the lead, 2-1. Here's another look.
Nice placement on this shot. She protects her stick as she comes in from that defender, and she puts it non-stick side mid, which is one of the hardest places for a goalie to make a save. Yeah, she's not getting that ball.
Well thought out by Gillingham, senior midfielder from Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. As you see, she's doing big things here early in the season. That's her 13th goal.
Wow.
To go along with 1 assist. She's the leading goal scorer for the Tigers.
Looking down Towson's roster, they have some big girls.
Good size.
And I don't mean that in a negative way. Just some tall girls.
Good range
good size,
to the field.
yeah.
The Tigers collect the loose ball across midfield, and they're in transition mode. Quick whistle there on Sabrina Tabasso, and now we're ready for the restart. And more whistles.
No, that was, who's that on? That number 8. Or no. Who do we have here? Speaking of Sabrina Tabasso, she just got cleared because she hurt her knee in the fall.
Yep, she did a good job overcoming that injury. And
yeah,
Coach Adams,
4 months. 4 months, and she's back. She's not playing yet, but she just got word. So that'll be a good addition when she gets back.
Absolutely. Coach Adams will be glad to add more firepower to the arsenal. Junior midfielder out of Rosemont, PA. Plenty of time on the shot clock for the Tigers as they continue to work the perimeter. And whistles before the shot.
Yeah, so another new rule. So if the shot is taken as the whistle is blown, then the shot counts. So, which is awesome.
That was real close there because it did sound like the whistle blew, but they're going to go ahead and count the shot.
Yeah, so it's like a little bit of a judgment call, but I think it was close enough. So before, what would happen is, you know, there's that foul, the whistle's blown, even though she made the shot, it would go back, she'd get on the 8-meter, and, you know, and everyone would be like, why? I mean, she scored, just give it to her. So now the goal stands.
Emily Gillingham, left-handed laser in traffic and made it tough on Katie Glenn from the angle. Converts, and it's 3-1 Towson. 23-41 left here in half number 1 from a chilly Baltimore.
We lucked out with the weather. Philly got a foot of snow.
Yeah, they got pounded up in the Northeast, that's for sure. The Tigers again control the draw. And they'll try to add to this 3-1 lead. The Loyola defense will try to say something about it.
You hear the talking. Loyola does a nice job of communicating on defense.
Very important.
Absolutely. Goalkeeper calls out where the ball is.
Here's
Also very important.
Carly Telecamp fires it back up. Montalbano swings it around. Good positioning by the Loyola defenders. Still all kinds of time on the Towson shot clock. Caitlin Montalbano again working on the left wing. Gets to her right. And again, as the whistle was blowing, the shot rocketed, and it's going to count as well. The Tigers now jumping all over Loyola early, 4-1.
Yeah, Towson right now is doing a really nice job of spreading out their offense, and Loyola's defense has their backs are to the ball, so they're not seeing when they need to go help. Everyone is over here on this right side, and they can't see that they need to go help her earlier. So
the vision isn't there when they're turned.
It's not right now. They're too focused on the stack or the clump that's over there than just opening up and angling a little bit, seeing ball, coming off of that stack a little bit, giving some space, giving some room so that, you know, the slide isn't going to be as far.
Caitlin Montalbano, the midfielder, the senior, gives Towson the 4-1 lead.
So, you know, Coach Adams might be wondering now, you know, do I take a timeout, get them together?
We'll see what happens here off this draw. Van Thoff for Loyola. Natalie Solmonti for Towson. Ball still loose. And white shirts everywhere. Loyola comes up with it. And they'll look to try to chip away at this 3-goal lead by the Tigers.
So Loyola needs to maintain possession a little bit here. They don't want to rush anything.
Important possession here for Loyola. Whistles. Clock momentarily stopped at 22:12.
I didn't see who called the foul. I saw the officials stop the clock, but
yeah, the backside official stopped play. Nevertheless, it's a free position shot here for Loyola.
I didn't see what the call was.
Hannah Powers on the 8-meter. Hannah's shot knocked away. Kylie Keating, 5'4" sophomore goalkeeper from Ashton, Maryland. Doing a good job there for Towson. Loyola maintains the possession, however, and they'll go right back to work. Here's Frankie Camley working on the right wing. Fires behind the crease. Good motion here to the Greyhounds offense. They get into the middle. Shot no good off the pipe and picked up by the Tigers. Good awareness there by Maddie Dickman.
That was good defense on Towson.
Here's another look.
Yeah, see.
Right off the upright.
She didn't have much
room
to shoot. Yeah, well, I mean, she was in close enough too that she didn't need a lot of zip on it, but she couldn't move really to place it anywhere. She probably should have kept possession and pulled out and would have found somebody maybe up high and then probably could have gotten, you know, a shooting space or something.
So the Greyhounds will work it behind the crease and now come back on the left wing. Back up top to Katrina Geiger. Good double team pressure there by the Tigers. Errant pass in the middle, knocked away. Loyola got away with that. Powers working behind the net. Now she'll give it up. Cutter in the middle. Camley behind the back. Count the goal.
Oh, that was awesome.
A thing of beauty right there.
I was just going to say, that's got to be on ESPN.
Good looking setup there. The feed was beautiful. And then the behind the back was picturesque. And Loyola gets on the board and cuts the Towson lead to 4-2. Let's have another look.
Look at this. Wow.
So Sam Fiedler. freshman midfielder from Reisterstown, Maryland.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think she's a freshman. They did some good recruiting, that's for sure.
Indeed, they did. Way to make a splash right there. Just a gorgeous goal.
Because she was running out of space there. That angle was not good. So she had the heads up to see where she was and be aware of where she was on the field. See that? So see where her angle was?
It was really
diminishing.
her only shot.
Yeah, it really was. Good. I mean, good for her. These freshmen, future looks bright.
It does.
Got to put our shades on.
9 freshmen on the roster for Coach Jen Adams, assistant coach Dana Doby, Carolyn Hager, and Director of Operations Charlotte Wood for the Greyhounds.
Getting a yellow card, number 9, check to the head.
So that's going to go against Shelby Stack, sophomore midfielder from Syracuse.
Got a little too aggressive. So let's see, this is their first woman up situation.
See if Loyola can take advantage of it, trailing 4-2. 20:16 left on the clock here in the first half. Greyhounds back to work.
So they have plenty of time. Keep it spread.
I like the spacing.
Right. The offense is just doing so much better with their spacing this year. A year makes a big difference, a lot more mature.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Beautiful work on the doorstep. Fake high, shoot low, and get your team to within 1, 4-3 with 19:54 left. Nice work there by the Greyhounds. Frankie Camely? Was that Camely?
No, that was 4. That was freshman. Another one.
Livy Rosenzweig.
There's our Livy.
A 5'7" freshman attacker from New York. Talk about the instinct. Watch how she sets up the defender. And we'll step aside on the Patriot League Network. Towson leading Loyola 4-3. So the freshman Livy Rosenzweig comes up with a nice score there on the doorstep. Head fake high, shot down low, pumps it in. It's the 3rd goal for Loyola. And all of a sudden it's just a 1-goal lead for the Tigers, 4-3. The freshman continuing where she left off in her last game against Penn State and paying immediate dividends here for Coach Adams.
Absolutely. This is great. The last two plays were both by freshmen.
And now Rosenzweig is going to handle the opening draw for Loyola, but it's going to go back the other way now to Towson. And the Tigers will go to work offensively. Good transition defense here by the Greyhounds. Ball loose on the near side. Working hard for it, Gaba Cha. You can hear that chatter down on the field.
Absolutely.
Towson will work it over now on the right wing.
And you can see Towson, you know, their offense is really spread out. And when your offense is spread out, it gets the defense really tired, and then they start to lean, and then fouls occur, and also the slides are too long, and mistakes happen.
And it makes them tighten up on the one-on-ones too, because there's a lot more room. And they're standing tall now.
And like that double's coming, but see how far it had to come. So
Monty has it now. She'll wheel left, working on that far side wing. Makes a move, one-on-one with the goalkeeper, high over the pipe and right into the stick of Yanchoris. And now Greyhounds are in transition mode. Working left to right, good spacing here. Tigers on the run, good pass up ahead. Greyhounds in the offensive zone. Now shot just off the mark.
Wow.
Sneaky quick shot.
What was that goalie doing?
Just a lot of traffic in there, and the shot soared high and right into the stick of Loyola. Back to live action now. Greyhounds back to work on O. As we hit the 18-minute mark here in the first half, it's a 4-3 Towson lead.
Madison Fahey on that last play back there defensively, though. She has to move her feet. She's got a great check when it lands, but she's got to move her feet on that.
Feet first, everything else follows.
Absolutely.
Near side wing. Ball loose now. It's going to be a turnover for the Greyhounds.
So there's that scrappy play that Coach LaMonica wants from her Towson Tigers.
Tigers looking to capitalize quickly. They're in the offensive end and put pressure here on the Loyola defenders.
Okay, so that was not a smart play, Loyola. She extended her arms. I mean, did not even try to look like she was not doing that. And she didn't need to. Like, she was there.
Position.
She had great position. Yeah.
So that's Carly Telekamp working on the near side wing. She gets fouled. Clock stopped momentarily, 17-17, just off the fan. Telekamp goes right at Glenn, shoots low, and into the back of the net for the 5th Towson goal. And the Tigers now re-extend their lead by 2 at the 17-13 mark. They continue to put pressure on Katie Glenn.
Okay, I'm going to put my coach's hat on for a second.
Go right ahead.
Like, honestly, I would be really upset at my defender who caused that foul, because, you know, we're all working hard, we're coming back, and to have a foul like that's just undisciplined. And you're a junior and you're old enough, you don't do that. I have to say, she'd be coming off, and we would have a lovely conversation.
A teaching moment.
We'd have a lovely teaching moment, and then we'd put her back in, then so she can show me that she would do a lot better. But you can't do that. You can't leave your goalie in there like that too, like that.
Telekamp puts in her 9th goal of the season of the unassisted variety. It's a 5-3 lead for the number 10 ranked Towson Tigers. And in the draw circle, it's number 11 Natalie Solmonti for Towson, and the freshman for Loyola, Livy Rosenzweig. Ball goes straight up, still loose. There's some contact to the head, and hitting the turf here at the Ridley Athletic Complex is the freshman Rosenzweig. She'll shake that off. And now back to live action. Tigers on the move.
Was there a foul called on that? I mean, or no, just
a quick whistle.
Just to see
and
if everyone was okay.
Tigers again with good spacing, short, crisp passes, and working the defenders laterally of Loyola. They continue to work behind the crease. Now Solmonti comes out to the near side. Good defensive position here by the Hounds. Left-handed, side-armed shot, no good, off the mark, high and wide.
That was a nice job by Loyola, staying with the shooter and just keeping it simple. Like, you don't need a foul, don't need to reach in, just stay with her, force her off angle. Sometimes the more you try to do, the worse it gets.
Sometimes less is best.
Yeah, less is more.
There's just 8 seconds left on the Tigers shot clock. They were trying to get it in gear, and we have whistles. Ball in the stick of Emily Gillingham. Again, 8 seconds left on the shot clock for Towson. Pass knocked away. Too many white shirts there. Loyola's going to come up with it. Margaret Filippelli with a scoop, and it gets back into the hands of Towson.
Save. Great save, though.
And trying to go quick, Natalie Solmonti, and it's denied. Good reaction by the Loyola defense after it looked like they were ready to go in transition themselves.
So, is that Loyola's ball?
Greyhounds possession.
Good.
With the length of the field to go.
Because that was a great hustle.
So Taylor Van Thoff. She gets fouled and will restart. throw it cross field here to the near side. Katrina Geiger. Now Geiger on the move. Running away from pressure. Now gets hemmed in on the near sideline. Looking for some help. And now she'll work it back out to the middle. Lindsay Earhart gets it up ahead. And now Loyola gets down on their offensive end. Here's Powers. Wheels left. Lob pass. Too short. Bounces away. It's a turnover for the Greyhounds. Caitlin Montalbano comes up with the loose ball. Tigers again on the move. They look good in transition. Annie Sachs gets it up ahead to Thornton. Tigers work it back up top into the stick of Montalbano. Now it's near side wing. Good ball movement here and a nice reversal by the Tigers. Towson up 5-3, 14 minutes left here in the first half. You're enjoying women's lacrosse right here on the Patriot League Network and Stadium. The short, quick passes continue. Greyhounds in good position.
It's interesting to see how Towson's using the possession clock. I'm trying to watch them to see when they're going to goal.
And there's a sneaky shot.
Yeah.
They lulled everyone to sleep, including yours truly, and then they pump in their 6th goal of the game and double up on Loyola. At the 13:28 mark, their pacing was interesting, and just as you were mentioning that, the shot clock was around 25 seconds, and you could see where they were about to step it up.
Yep.
In terms of their pace.
I just think they're doing a nice job of controlling the pace, and sometimes it's a little quicker, and then sometimes they're slowing it down, you know, and that's tough for a defense.
Montalbano. It's her 5th goal of the season. It comes at the 13:28 mark and puts the Tigers out in front of the Greyhounds 6-3. Glenn's been under a lot of pressure, trying to hang tough, more so from a mental standpoint. After riding high from that big come from behind overtime victory over Penn State.
That game was great. That game was great to watch.
And actually recapping the season for Loyola so far, they opened up at number 22 Johns Hopkins, stayed right here in the neighborhood again. This is their 2nd neighborhood matchup. They lost to Hopkins 14-11 in the opener. And then they went down to Florida where they suffered their own heartbreak. It was a 17-16 overtime loss to the number 3 ranked Florida Gators. And then, as we've mentioned a few times here in the broadcast, they did get on top of Penn State in a 16-15 overtime victory. So Loyola's seen a little bit of everything in just 3 games so far this season. And in their home opener, they trail 6-3 as we near the 13-minute mark.
Yeah, Coach Adams loves scheduling those tough teams, and that strength of schedule is great. I think it's great for Loyola.
It is.
They need those tough teams.
Yeah, we see it every year.
Yeah.
And what it does, it gets them ready for league play in the Patriot League, and Towson pumps in another goal. And starting to pull away from Loyola now. They've got their largest lead, 7-3. Greyhounds have one of the strongest strengths of schedules in the nation. 8 teams ranked in the top 25 are on the slate this year.
So this was actually really good defense. The first defender, the one-on-one defender, did a nice job of turning her to a side. The double came. I have to say, didn't really like how the double came, but that's okay, she came. But then it was that last slide that didn't quite get there. She was just a little late.
That created the spacing she needed.
Yeah, and she just was able to just get in there and, you know, sneak underneath. But, you know, they're there. They're, you know, doing some good things. It's just.
So the feed from Annie Sachs on the assist gets it into the stick of Caitlin Thornton, and Thornton pumps in her 7th tally of the season for the Tigers, and Towson takes the 7-3 lead. So the Tigers will win another draw control. They lead that category 7-4 over Loyola, and time of possession has really weighed heavy in favor of the Tigers as well as they go back to work on offense.
I don't know if we mentioned this one yet, so another rule change with the draw. So only the 3 on the circle can, once the draw is taken, possession has to be made first before the players behind the restraining lines can be released.
And what do you feel that does for the game?
It's been great with that because it's just a lot cleaner. You know, you don't have everybody coming in and all these sticks flying and bodies, and so possession I think is happening sooner, and then the flow of the game is started quicker. So I think it's been great.
Ellie Klugel gets out of the pressure, finds her teammate. Now Loyola will get into their offensive flow, down by 4. Here's Hannah Savage working topside. Gets it over to Klugel again. Good ball movement here by the Hounds. Traffic in front, off balance shot. No good, wide to the far side.
I think that probably should have been a charge. I'm not sure, but I don't know. That's why I don't wear stripes.
Savage up top.
I just question them all the time.
There you go. Ball knocked around again off a couple sticks. Loyola maintains the handle. Pressure on the backside. Rosenzweig trying to avoid it and gives it up. Ball works itself back up top to Van Thoth.
Ooh.
Shot out in front, contact as well, and whistles.
That's a foul. So this is one of those fouls that like looks worse than it really is, and everyone wants a card, you know, because they hear it.
Right.
But it's really not.
It did have the sound to go along with it.
It had a great sound, and you know, and she did a nice job falling there too. But it's not. That's not a card.
So free position situation here for Loyola. Emily Cooper gets cut off. She gives it up. Shot back up top. No good. Livy Rosenzweig is back and puts it right back into play for Loyola. Greyhounds keeping the foot on the gas pedal. Whistles up top as Ellie Klugel was coming free, and it's a turnover for the Greyhounds. And it goes back over to the Towson Tigers.
So I wonder if they knew how much time was left, because they didn't get a shot off, did they?
Shot clock violation.
No, yeah. So did they know? Do they have a call? Because then they can get it all the way in the corner and make it a longer, you know, clear for them. But
5 turnovers for Loyola, just 2 for Towson.
Oh, she's wide open. Whoa.
Tough spot there, a shot and a score by Gabby Cha, the 5'9" attacker from Glenelg, Maryland. It's going to be 8-3 now, Towson. They continue to pressure Katie Glenn. And that was a point-blank shot, really one-on-one situation.
It was like someone fell asleep. So it's all right. So get it together, talk it over. Yeah, see, look, there's nobody there. They were talking about it a little too long.
Katrina Geiger coming over for help side defense, but was late. And the door swung wide open, and Gabby Cha walked right through it.
So that's when you say, you're like, all right, guys, we got a short memory, moving on, let's go.
So Monty with her 8th assist and Cha with her 7th goal of the season. Towson now enjoying their largest lead of the night.
Love that name, Cha. Yeah.
Cha.
Screaming that all day. Come on, Cha.
Right. I'm sure she's heard it all.
So this is the 46th time Loyola and Towson have played.
A heck of a rivalry.
That is a streak.
Yeah, it is.
There. And Loyola is ahead in that.
Yeah, they've played at least once a year since 1977. Loyola does hold a nice advantage, 32-13 in the series.
And sometimes twice. Some years twice, because
absolutely.
they've had to play in when Loyola was in the CAA.
Yeah, exactly. The conference.
Bet you thought I didn't get that.
The conference matchup. Well, I'll tell you what, in college athletics these days, it's hard to keep up with who's in what conference.
I know, right?
All kinds of shuffling of the deck. And Towson now, as we mentioned, they're in the CAA. And Loyola swung through the Big East for a while, and then they've landed here in the Patriot League, as have all sports here at Loyola. And what a league it is. Great competition, great teams, great coaches and players, and of course the fan base for these teams is incredible as well. So getting cut off there was Sam Fiedler.
That was
she
smart,
regathers
though.
that and kicks it back out.
Keep possession. 56 seconds left.
Here's Frankie Camley now up top. She works it to the near side wing. Again, here's Fiedler trying to get something going on the right side. Here's Powers. Back to the near side. Van Thoff thought about it. Wow. Beautiful pass out in front. Shot by Rosenzweig. Knocked away. Well defended by the Tigers. Ball still loose. Who wants it? And there's some contact, and that'll be a foul on the freshman, Livy Rosenzweig. Too much contact there. It'll be Towson possession.
So that's what's tough about this this backer D is it forces you to do things quicker than you want to. And like right there, she probably had like a second longer to maybe throw a fake in there before she's shot. But you see those bodies kind of around you, and you take a shot you don't really want to take. But
the Tigers looking to clear. Good resistance so far here by Loyola. This has actually been one of the toughest clears so far for Towson. Long distance pass, one hop. And into the stick of Tiana Walford. Now she'll work it near side. Carly Telekamp. Tigers, a good lacrosse team coming in here 3-0, number 10 ranked team in the country, and we're seeing why. They are getting it done in all facets of the game. Fundamentally sound. Good spacing, nice passing. They're just simplifying the game. There's a shot. Good denial by Katie Glenn. She said, get that out of here. Score remains 8-3. Hounds now in transition mode, trying to chip into this lead. 7:45 remaining in the first half. There's Ellie Klugel up top for Loyola. Now she'll shovel it off to Powers. Hannah sends it down. Now it's behind the crease. Rosenzweig gives it up. Errant pass, good backup by Lindsay Earhart, keeping it alive for Loyola. Pass lofted over here to the near side. Bouncer to Frankie Camley. Camley wheels to her left. Now gets behind the crease. Head up, stick up, looking for a cutter. Loyola will continue to work the perimeter. Cutter's going in and out of that Towson zone. Powers directing traffic. Rather, Katrina Geiger up top running the point.
Three seconds again.
Second time we've seen that.
I think I was going to say, I think it's the third time they've had. So this official that's closest higher, I should say, to the restraining line, he's looking for that.
Free position shot here now for Loyola. Greyhounds trying to pump one in here. Cut this lead in half. Katrina Geiger good to go. Geiger charges the net. Shoots and scores. Gets it into the back of the net. It looked like momentarily Keating had it, but couldn't stop it. And Loyola does, in fact, get their fourth goal of the evening with 6:50 left in the half.
So this was really good placement, and it shows you that you didn't need a lot of power. She's protecting it as she's coming in, and she does a really nice job of just putting it hip, side, mid, and great job.
We're going to step aside. 8-4, Towson out in front of Loyola on the Patriot League Network. And welcome back to the Ridley Athletic Complex. 6 minutes, 50 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's an 8-4 lead by the number 10 ranked Towson Tigers. Loyola trying to show some grittiness and hang in there, Monica, but they got a lot of work to do against a well-disciplined and well-coached Towson team. Tigers with 14 shots, Loyola with 10. Shots on goal, 11 for Towson, 5 for Loyola. 3 saves for the Greyhounds, 1 for Towson. Draw controls, 7-5 advantage for the Tigers. Loyola with 10 fouls. Towson with 9. And turnover, 6 for the Greyhounds, 2 turnovers for the Tigers. Good job splitting the defenders there by Silmonti. Now Towson will set up their offensive flow with the 4-goal lead. Here's Telecamp coming out on the near side wing. Good work defensively on that wing by Filippelli, giving up a lot of size to that player as well.
That was nice defense right there. Good one-on-one D.
Loose ball, Towson scoops it up. Montalbano keeps it in good shape. Tigers working behind the crease.
I'll tell you what I don't like, and I'm just being picky, but I'm going to say it. I don't like this like one-handed like floppy. The wrist looks not firm, you know, and they can't do anything with it. They can't block anything. They can't check anything. It just looks. I wish they would clean that up.
Caitlin Thornton with the shot. Well defended by Loyola. Glenn, of course, disrupted that. Now the Greyhounds looking to flip the field, but not like that. Ball knocked away. Towson takes it right back, and now they're in transition mode. Here's Solmonti on the dead run. A double team pressure. Filippelli comes across, and she commits the foul. It's Towson continuing to put pressure on these Loyola defenders.
I mean, ball's been down here a lot.
It has indeed. The field's been tilted this way most of the first half. Nice fake, and then a low shot, and it sneaks in. Caitlin Montalbano. And when we see the replay, you're going to see how nicely she set up the goalkeeper, Katie Glenn, on this. Juked the defender, and then created some nice open space for herself. And Glenn thought she had to save, but it just trickled in across the goal line for the 9th Towson goal.
How did that get in there?
Here's another look.
Let me see from this angle over here.
That
was an unlucky bounce.
Yeah, it went off Glenn's leg.
It went off her leg, yes.
Caromed into the goal.
Because actually, the defender, the Loyola defender, got her to get off ankle pretty good there.
The other thing that was going on
like that.
is Carly Telecamp, number 23, without really meaning to do so, actually set up a little bit of a pick, and it helped create that spacing as well. And Montalbano gets credit for her 6th goal of the season, unassisted, and it's 9-4 Towson. And Montalbano now sporting the hat trick. She's got 3 goals, 2 for Thornton, 2 for Gillingham, and 1 each for Telecamp and Cha. The scoring for Loyola, 1 each for Rosenzweig, Geiger, Van Thoff, and Fiedler. 9-4 Tigers. 5 minutes left in the first half. Brady Seabolt, Monica Yackel with you. 37 degrees here in Baltimore. Home opener for the Greyhounds. Near side wing.
Yeah, so this sequence was much better. They were moving more. The off-ball girls opposite side were moving, and that is so key. If you have girls opposite side ball standing, it just makes it so much easier for the defense. Everyone has to be moving. Everyone has a job. Everyone's important.
Here's Camely. Shoots and scores.
Awesome.
Bounce shot.
That's a team goal right there.
Just inside the pipe. So good job there by Camely on the free position shot. And she gets Loyola on the board for the 5th time tonight, and it's now a 9-5 lead for the Tigers at the 4:45 mark. Good job by Camely. How about this shot placement here by 21?
Yeah, she snuck that. I think the shot selection and placement tonight on both teams has been really, really good.
Another example of working the short side,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I mean, it was low, non-stick side. I mean, that's really hard for a goalkeeper.
So Camely notches her 10th goal of the season and draws Loyola to within 4. And speaking of the draw, Van Thoff for the Hounds. Solmonti for the Tigers from midfield. Ball goes straight up over onto the Towson side. Still getting kicked around. Now the Tigers come up with it. Good effort by Olivia Conti. And she gets it up ahead to Solmonti. Natalie Solmonti on the move. Hounds giving chase. Nice check there by Filippelli. Ball still loose. Good fight for it, and they run right into the far side official, who is in the midst of blowing her whistle. It's going to be Loyola ball. Filippelli will keep it in play for the Greyhounds. Here's Katrina Geiger working on the near side. 4 minutes left in the half. Again, Katrina Geiger will set things up for Loyola. Up ahead to Powers. Hannah looking to go. Picked up nicely. Well defended there by Tiana Walfer.
Yes, Tiana Walfer did a nice job there of not like pushing back, you know, like extending her arms. That's really good defense.
I bet it's hard to avoid that habit because it seems so
it's
natural
not.
to want to do
No,
that.
it's not.
It's about discipline,
No,
huh?
it's not. Exactly. Sorry.
I hear you, Coach.
So I'm actually on that. There probably should have been 2 fouls there because that girl took the shot and she shouldn't have taken it. I said that girl. That's terrible. Sorry. The Loyola Hannah Savage took the shot. Sorry, my bad.
3:30 left in a half.
So used to not saying anything about players.
Back to live action. Nice feed out in front in traffic. Working hard, Sam Fiedler. She just got gobbled up by 3 or 4 Towson Tigers there. And good job collectively by the Towson defense. And now they're looking to clear the ball and get set up on offense, up 9-5 as we head down towards the 3-minute mark.
So again, like, that was a great decision of her not to take that shot, but finish it. Pull it out and pull it out hard. And, you know, create that space. Somebody's open now because you got 2 people coming on you.
The turnover by Towson, and then Loyola gives it right back.
Ugh.
And the Tigers say thank you, and they're going to try to do something with it here. Loyola's still unsettled, and it's Gillingham working to her left, splitting defenders, and shot, finally knocked away. I mean, she was trying to do it all between about 4 or 5 Loyola defenders, and finally we've got whistles, but Loyola had to do, I guess, anything they could to stop her momentum.
Yeah, I mean, and that honestly, not necessarily a bad foul right there.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that I will take.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as she's not hurt, you know, obviously.
She was determined. She's a 5'11" senior midfielder from Canada. Gillingham, great player. And good size as well.
Yeah, she's tall.
That's why she could run right through that defensive medley of players, and the clock stopped with 2:44 as all 3 officials get together to hash it out.
Oh, so they're discussing, because we believe Towson may have called timeout. We're not really sure.
Timeout on the field. We're going to go ahead and take one as well. Pardon me, we're going to keep it right here. It's a 9-5 lead for Towson. Timeout on the field. We could probably pick up the ambient mics on the field, as the official said. We just want to talk to these 2 players right here, and then Towson went ahead and figured they'd grab a timeout. 16 shots by the Tigers, 10 for Loyola. 13 of Towson's 16 shots have been on goal, which is impressive, and they lead the draw controls 8-6. Fouls, Loyola with 12, Tigers with 11. Clears, Towson 5 of 6, Loyola 5 of 7. Both teams have been pretty sturdy in that area. Greyhounds have turned it over 7 times. Towson protecting the ball well, just 2 turnovers.
That's impressive.
Big time.
Yeah, I mean,
with just you know, a little over 3 minutes, actually 2:44 left in the half, so that's real good. Just clean lacrosse.
It is clean lacrosse, and it shows how disciplined they are. And for me personally, as a coach, I think discipline is so important. You don't want to play stiff or anything, but a disciplined team can be a great team, and we're seeing that in Towson. Loyola's showing spurts of it. So I'm sure Coach Adams is frustrated a little bit in that because it's there. And I mean, this Loyola team is more mature and growing from last year's team, and because we saw spurts of it last year, so It's getting better and it's building, and they're fun to watch. But as a coach, you want to you're like, oh my God, it's right there, we see it. So
we did want to mention something about the Greyhounds. They swept 4 Patriot League
they
weekly
had a great
awards
week.
based on what they did last week. Freshman Livy Rosenzweig became the first freshman in Patriot League history to earn both Offensive Player and Rookie of the Week accolades in the same week. That is big time. Junior Taylor Van Tholf, she was midfielder of the week. And fellow junior Kristen Yanchoris was tabbed as the defender of the week.
Wow.
So straight across the board.
Awesome.
Accolades for Greyhounds. So
and Taylor,
good situation for them.
Taylor was named
Van Tholf was the midfielder of the week.
And also to the Quarton watch list.
Yeah, she's on that as well.
Which is nice.
So this is the first of 4 home games for the Greyhounds. Right now, right here against Towson. Then Saturday, Princeton. Next Wednesday, Virginia. And then the following Saturday, Army West Point. So they'll rip off 4 straight games here in succession after opening with 3 on the road.
And again, more, tough games.
Absolutely. This is one battle-tested team Jen Adams wants to take on and play the best. And that's what Loyola does.
Yep.
And then they take it out on the Patriot League when they get a chance. So off the free position, shot. Gillingham elects not to fire it off and passes behind the crease. And now Loyola will dig in defensively as Towson tries to work the perimeter. 2.5 minutes left in half number 1.
It's interesting passing over the 8-meter. You don't see that a lot.
Right. A nice little wrinkle. And something obviously that they like to do it.
Yeah. Fun to see.
Near side Telecamp. Back up top to Caitlin Montalbano. Now they reverse it behind the net. Thornton.
42 seconds left on the possession clock. See if they take it down again to around 22.
Here's Solmonti. Splits the double team. Working on the right wing now. Fires into the middle. Beautiful pass, a shot, and a score by Gabby Cha.
Oh, that was pretty.
That was set up beautifully. That's textbook lacrosse right there, folks. Check out the passing, the setup. And then the nice feed into the middle of the Loyola zone. And Gabby Cha does the rest, and it's now a 10-5 lead for the Tigers.
She didn't have any help. Everyone was, pushed, brought to the left side there. And she came across, right hand up. Yeah, see, there's nobody there.
Solmonti set that whole thing up beautifully. So a beautiful feed from the midfielder, the junior midfielder, Natalie Solmonti. And she gets it into the stick of Gabby Cha. She turns around and fires it past Katie Glenn. Cha with 8 goals on the season.
Yeah, that was nice.
And her second of the evening. 1 minute, 51 seconds left. And both teams will head off to their warm locker rooms.
Might have to go with them.
Might have to shut these windows here at halftime.
Yeah.
Van Tholf and Solmonti again. Van Tholf trying to rake it out of there, couldn't do it. Solmonti says, give it to me. She took over. And it's another draw control for the Tigers. So 90 seconds left. Towson with the possession.
They need to make a stop here. They can't go in with one more goal into the half.
Down 5 right now. Loyola's trying to keep it right here where it is.
This would be a big stop for Loyola.
They're going to extend the defense right now. Tigers working on the right wing. Nice pressure here by the Greyhounds. Caitlin Montalbano handling the lacrosse ball. Goes back up top. Trying to avoid some double team pressure, and finally a whistle. That's going to be on Van Tholf. And now free movement. And it should get back to live action.
It's 33 seconds on the possession clock and 46 seconds on the game clock. Let's see, so usually around this time, 23 seconds, they go to goal. So we'll see. They will take it a little bit further down. Knock off some more time.
Annie Sachs kicks it back up top to Gillingham. Sachs gets it backwards to the left side, shoots and scores. Annie Sachs, the 5'7" sophomore from Baldwin, Maryland. She played at Delaney High School. She rocks the net, and it's going to be an 11-5 lead for Towson. Just 23 seconds left in the half. So Loyola really on their heels.
That got through her legs there. She has a wide stance as it is. Yeah, it got right through her legs.
Pretty good pressure on the ball. Two defenders picked her up, but her momentum in that left-handed shot.
Yeah, so it went right through. So, you know, will there be a change at halftime?
Tough situation for Loyola.
Tough situation for sure.
11-5 now, Towson.
But they've been tested before, you know. I mean, Penn State, they were 13-6, you know, and looked like Penn State didn't even come out of the locker room second half. So
they have been here before. You're right about that. Something Coach Adams will talk about at halftime. Say, look, we were up at Happy Valley. We were in this same situation. Definitely want to tighten up down on the defensive end.
Or loosen up, maybe. You know what I mean? You know, like, what is it?
You're right.
Because you tighten up, you're...
Van Tholf comes up with it. 15 seconds left. See if Loyola can somehow get a shot off.
Let's push this now.
Now they're down in the offensive
Don't let them set up.
10 seconds left. Camley working on the left wing.
There we go.
Gives it up to Van Tholf. Van Tholf, just as she was shooting, whistles blew, and there's 4.3 seconds left on the clock. I like the aggressiveness here by Loyola. Off the loose ball, they went quickly and did get a shot off. And see what Van Tholf can do here.
This is big here. Let's go in with a goal. Go into halftime.
Taylor Van Tholf charges, shot denied. Beautiful save by Kylie Keating. So she turns away the Van Tholf shot. And both teams will head off into the confines of their respective locker rooms. It's an 11-5 lead at the half for the Towson Tigers. Don't go anywhere, folks. We've got some programming for you on the Patriot League Network. And we'll get back together with you, show you some stats and some highlights, and get you set for second half action from Baltimore. It's halftime here from the Ridley Athletic Complex. Towson Tigers in control over Loyola, 11-5. And welcome back to the Ridley Athletic Complex. Halftime here in Baltimore, 37 degrees. Towson 11-5 over Loyola. They've really controlled things since the opening draw, have played some real solid fundamental lacrosse, and they've got Loyola on their heels. Taking a look at some highlights from the first half. Towson, as I mentioned, did a good job. Short, quick passing. There's a good individual effort by Caitlin Thornton coming across the face of Katie Glenn. There's a nice answer by Van Tholf. Free position shot. And Katie Glenn looked like she was in good position for that, but Emily Gillingham got it past her. How about that? It was gorgeous. Sweetest goal we've seen. And a real timely effort, too, by the freshman, Sam Fiedler. You might see that 11 o'clock tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. That was gorgeous. But, again, it's been pretty much all Towson here. They've done a good job really spacing the field nicely, creating some cutting lanes, and then even their one-on-ones and sometimes one-on-two when Loyola does get a help defender over there, they've still been able to rattle the net and make things very difficult on Glenn. Here's a free position shot and a good effort by Katrina Geiger. So the leading scorers, Montalbano with 3, 2 for Thornton, 2 for Gillingham, 2 for Cha, and then 1 each for Sachs and Telekamp for the Towson Tigers. That accounts for their 11 goals. For the Greyhounds, not a whole lot of scoring going on. 1 goal each for Van Tholf, Rosenzweig, Geiger, and Camley. Also the behind-the-back beauty by Fiedler. And there's a look at the halftime statistics. 18 shots by Towson, 15 on goal, 12 and 7 for Loyola. Draws, it's a 10-7 advantage for the Tigers. And you see the clears, 6 for 7 by Towson and 6 of 9 on clear attempts by Loyola. So that's a look at the numbers, and that's how you come up with an 11-5 lead for the Towson Tigers. Both teams back out of their respective locker rooms. Hopefully they got some warmth, and now we're good to go for second half action from Baltimore. What do you think Coach Adams' message was to the Greyhounds at halftime, Monica?
I think she probably was saying, look, it's 11-5. We're not as sharp as we need to be. We're not playing, horribly, but we're not playing the way we need to play in order to win this game. So we need to clean it up. We need to play our style, our pace. Let's get back to the basics, and we need to play some disciplined ball. So attack's got to take care of it more, and defense needs to, not foul. And then I think they need to push it in transition. So, they're close with the draws. That's not an issue, but I think they just need to clean it up. And they need to fight. They just need to fight.
And one of the first changes we're going to take a look at, there has been a change in between the pipes, as we thought could be the case.
Yep.
So it's going to be Larson getting the nod here in the second half. Caitlin, a freshman, 5'8" from Garden City, New York. And we'll see if she can kind of reverse what's been going on here.
Yeah, so let's see what happens. She did it at Penn State, and we saw what happened there. So.
Yep, Coach Adams says, "Hey, I'm gonna do this again. Let's just see what happens." And here we are underway, just getting started in the second half from the Ridley Athletic Complex. It's an 11-5 lead for the Tigers, and now here's their first possession of the second half. Towson, they'll work left to right here in the half. Tigers sporting the undefeated 3-0 record, and the number 10 ranked team coming into tonight's action. Towson working on the left wing. Now they'll fire it left side. Good spacing again by the Tigers. So Monty cut off, still maintains possession, and now she gives it up. She'll kick it back up top to Sachs. Now they'll work it over to the other side, Montalbano. This is exactly what we saw in the first half. Nice controlled possessions by Towson. Not in any real hurry, good spacing, and they'll just continue to work it around the horn. And then they'll gradually close down on the Loyola defense.
Yeah, they keep working this possession clock down to about, in the 20s. And again, not, like you just said, not in any kind of hurry.
They're definitely sticking to their game plan.
Absolutely.
They've been consistent throughout. Loose ball. And coming across to grab it for Loyola, Ellie Klugel. And now after the reset, Klugel will work on the clear. Up ahead to Filippelli, cross field behind Van Thoff, and it leads to problems for Loyola. They got away with one there. It'll remain Loyola's possession. And now they'll cruise across midfield. There's some contact, and definitely going to be a whistle on that. Olivia Conti with the foul for Towson. Still trying to get some flow going.
So 4 has a yellow card.
Oh, good call. So that's Olivia Conti.
Right. Oh, and that's like their best defender.
Conti, the 5'9" sophomore defender from New York.
She was also just named to the Towson watch list. So.
Here's Camely working up top for Loyola. Now she'll wheel to her right. Gets away from the pressure. Greyhounds working behind the net.
So Towson's doing a nice job with this man down situation here.
So Powers gives it up. Now she gets it back. And there's going to be a whistle on the left wing. That'll go against Towson.
Yeah, so that's a shooting space call.
So Powers will have possession in the good spot.
Well, no, not really.
That angle doesn't work well for her.
But actually, wait, so there's going to be a foul after the goal. So the goal's going to stand, and then Loyola will start with the ball after, because there was a push.
So Powers, it ended up being a decent angle. She made it work for her, and had the sliver she needed, powers it in, no pun intended, and then gets knocked to the turf after the tally. So good effort there by Hannah Powers, and gets Loyola on the board. It's now 11-6 Towson. So
She got off that. She's quick. She's really quick and got off that mark, because that's not the greatest angle right there. But she's so fast that you can see she is underneath. I mean, I say underneath, but she gets that step and was able to get that shot off and get like underneath her for that angle, that better angle, I should say.
So Powers puts in her 5th goal of the season, unassisted. Loyola's got 6 on the evening, and they draw to within 5. 27-15 left in regulation.
So Loyola has the ball, and since they already have possession, as you can see, anybody can go anywhere. Oh, and there's a timeout.
So we'll go ahead and take a timeout as well. Just getting started here in the second half. 11-6 Towson leading Loyola right here on the Patriot League Network. And welcome back to the Ridley Athletic Complex. 11-6 Towson in the driver's seat, as they have been since the opening draw. Loyola trying to show some grittiness, though, and get back into this thing.
Which is completely doable. I mean, this is a game of runs, and, you know, it's 11-6. I mean, and with plenty of time left. So.
And as you mentioned, we saw this in their last win, that thrilling overtime comeback over the Nittany Lions up at Penn State. So they know they can do this. It's a matter of weathering the storm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And sticking to the plan.
That's why I love this game, because, I mean, this doesn't take much.
So Greyhounds will pick up with the possession as Hannah Powers goes back to work for the Greyhounds. She'll cruise past midfield, now fires it up ahead.
I could share a story, and I have some friends listening, but I would get a lot of grief.
Oh, yeah?
So I won't share a story of a very, very good comeback.
Way to tease us. Camley picks up the loose ball, gets it up ahead to Geiger, and the Greyhounds reset. Plenty of time on their shot clock. Down by 5. Good spacing here by Loyola as they continue to work their offensive flow.
This is great spacing by Loyola.
Van Dolph now trying to work on that right wing. Good ball movement here by the Hounds. They squeeze down with the defensive shot and score. Good work. The freshman on the doorstep, Livy Rosenzweig, pumps it into the net. And Loyola now starting to creep back. It's 11-7 Towson at the 26-24 mark. Beautiful ball movement by the Hounds, and the freshman is the beneficiary as she sticks it into the back of the net.
Space is your friend. So nice. When you have the space to work, I mean, it's not a hard game.
The defenders like when things are crowded because it can kind of, it helps them out.
We didn't like to move that much. We didn't like it.
Nobody likes to be on an island, at least in March in Baltimore.
Well, I won't give a comment, but I mean, when they have such great stick work. I mean, look at who their coach is, one of the best to ever play. I mean, the first Tewaaraton winner ever, Coach Adams. You know, their stick work's beautiful.
Absolutely.
Open up that space so we can see it.
So
love it.
Katrina Geiger
love
with the assist, her 3rd of the season. And Livy Rosenzweig powers in her 8th goal of the season. Freshman having an immediate impact here on Loyola. The Greyhounds control the draw there. Back to work quickly on offense. Trying to put the pressure now on Towson. Down by 4. And there's a push. It's not called. It's going to be a turnover.
I think she just fell.
And it goes out of bounds on Loyola. So it's a turnover by the Greyhounds, an unforced error. And it's Loyola's 10th turnover of the evening. Still Towson doing a fantastic job protecting the lacrosse ball. Only 5 turnovers by the Tigers. Now the Towson offense trying to reestablish itself as they go back to work with the 4-goal lead. Caitlin Montalbano, the midfield senior, running the show for Towson. Again, great patience and poise by the Tigers. It's a big part of the reason they have the 11-7 lead. And great pacing. They know when to slow it down and when to accelerate. as we work down towards the 25-minute mark. Brady Seabolt, Monica Yackel with you on the Patriot League Network. A lot of traffic and good communication by the Hounds. Playing tough right there on the defensive end, Filippelli, but she's going to pick up the whistle. Margaret was in real good position, just a little too much contact. And now a good situation here for Towson, free position shot. And Carly Tellecamp will handle that chore.
Sorry, I missed the signal, the hand signal. Let's see what the foul was.
Caitlin Larson digs in for Loyola between the pipes. Replaces Katie Glenn here to start the second half.
Oh.
A lot of contact. You hear the sticks too from up here.
Oh, I thought he was giving her a card. I think that. Well. So she came right into her face. So see the one-handed right into, it's out of control.
Yep. Laser shot.
Wow.
And
She's got
finds
some
the back of the net.
power behind that.
That thing had some relish on it.
My goodness.
And Carly Tellecamp burns the net. What a beautiful shot that was.
She is 6'2". Wow.
6'2" junior from New York. And take a look at this.
Look at that.
In slow motion, it's going to still look fast. Zing. Tough spot for Larson to be in. Count the goal. It's going to be 12-7 now, Towson.
And not only was it a good, hard outside shot, she placed it well, too.
So Tellecamp rattles the nets for her 10th goal of the season, unassisted off the free position shot. Towson re-extends the lead now by 5, 24-44 left in regulation. Van Thoff back at the midfield stripe for Loyola. And number 11, Natalie Solmonte for the Tigers.
Has anyone else taken the draw for Towson? Or has it been her?
I've seen it's been Solmonte all night. Now that you mention it, I don't believe anyone else has been in there.
A card, so they carded her for that on the draw.
And it's 10-10 as far as the draws go. So Loyola did a good job of kind of fighting back in that statistical category. And now it's going to be possession for the Greyhounds as they're down by 5 after the yellow card. Hannah Powers in Loyola goes back to work. She's hemmed in by 3 defenders, spins away from pressure, fires it back to the middle. Good ball movement here by the Greyhounds. And now they'll set up shop here offensively.
Nice job handling the ball under pressure.
Powers working on the left wing. Now it's Frankie Camely. Van Thoff back to Camely. Camely rips the shot high and wide just as the whistles were blowing. Clock stops with 24:01 left. Camely with the right-handed laser just off the mark. And now a free position shot for Camely. Shaded here to the near side. We'll see if Kylie Keating, the Towson goalkeeper, is up for the challenge. Camely good to go. Frankie drives the net, shoots and scores. Frankie Camely getting it done for Loyola. And that trims the Towson lead to 12-8. Loyola continues to fight.
Yep. One at a time. That was a great shot.
So Camely got that speed going, even though she was off to the left side just a little bit, still hammered in the right-handed overhand shot to the wide side of the net. Count it.
So she just placed it again all night. These shooters, take note, people that are watching, shooters, attackers, young attackers, you know, they're very deliberate in where they're putting their shots.
Precision.
Absolutely.
Camely with her 11th goal on the season. Brings her squad to within 4 as we get just down beneath the 24-minute mark. Whole lot of lacrosse left. Greyhounds have done a good job since coming out of the locker room, and you can see a little bounce in their step. And again, it's Van Thoff for Loyola, Natalie Solmonte for Towson.
And this is for Towson. This is where you got to play to win. You don't play like not to lose.
Yeah, you got to keep that consistency and the enthusiasm going. And there's a reason they're ranked number 10 in the country. We're seeing some good lacrosse here this evening. And it's a great challenge here for Loyola, and they knew that would be the case. There's some contact. And back to the free movement. We'll keep the game rolling. Towson working their offensive flow, being well defended by Loyola. Now they'll work it here to the near side. Gillingham. Gillingham now works left. Has it knocked away. Lindsay Earhart was applying the defensive pressure, and we've got whistles. Clock stops at 23:29. Here's another look. Ellie Klugel sneaking in there from the backside to apply some additional pressure, but a little too much of it, says the near side referee. Gillingham, left-handed laser,
great save.
No sweat. Larson gobbles that up. Good instinct and a nice save. Keeps the score 12-8. And now the Greyhounds will look to flip the field.
She saw that the whole way in.
And again, this thing had some zip on it. 45 can fire that thing. Left-handed laser did not connect. Greyhounds still having some trouble on the clear. Credit the transition defense of the Tigers.
Now, so 23 on Towson.
Carly Telekamp.
She's hitting her in the stomach, and I mean, I'm sorry,
Beating her up,
but
huh?
like, come on, now you've been playing this game long enough. You know you can't hit her into the stick, into the body.
When did that all of a sudden become okay?
That is not part of the new rule.
Right. So Olivia Conti coming off.
I don't like to see that those kinds of things happen.
Right.
Unnecessary.
So that's her second infraction.
So she's out.
She'll come have a seat for good here at the 22:48 mark and see if Loyola can capitalize as they're down by 4, looking to continue to chip into this lead.
That was Conti's second.
Back to live action. Camley now fires down left side. Greyhounds looking to squeeze down on this Towson zone. Powers was just getting ready to get freed up and make a maneuver.
No. Oh, it was a green card. No, it was a yellow card.
So Powers is going to be just off the left side of the 8-meter. Free position shot here for the Greyhounds with 22:37 left here in regulation. Officials getting everyone set now. We're good to go. Powers has it go off the pipe. Van Thoff trying to get the rebound. Couldn't do it. Towson comes out of the fray with it. And he sacks on the move. Camley comes across to apply some defensive pressure. Picks up the whistle. And free movement again. And the Tigers get right back to it before the next whistle. 12-8 Towson. And now we're going to go back the other way. It'll be Loyola possession. So things a little unsettled here in the last minute or two.
So what just happened here? Why was there a turnover there? I think there needs to be some
clarity.
Clarification here. Yeah.
A good spacing here by Loyola. Ball knocked away briefly. No sweat for the Greyhounds.
So, okay, it's time for the officials to get control of this game here. It's starting to get a little, I mean, I'm fine with the physical game, but this has the potential to start to get out of control here.
Yeah, Klugel's got to avoid that defender. Instead ran right over top of her. Basketball, we would call that an old-fashioned charge.
Now that I see that, that was actually really good. She did a nice job of getting in front there.
Tigers working on the perimeter. Here's Stack. Now they'll work to the right wing. The big left-hander, Emily Gillingham, comes across, shoots and scores. Emily Gillingham, that's her bread and butter. The left-hander working across the face of the goalkeeper and then firing the left-handed bouncer into the back of the net. 13-8, Tigers.
That was a really great move. There was really not, so she beats the one defender and then gets through.
Yeah, Chora's got on her
them.
heels, didn't continue to slide, and it enabled Emily Gillingham to keep her forward progress,
Now,
run right past her.
The one thing we can't see or we can't hear is if she's calling for that help or saying, I got your help right, I got your help right. So, you know, they could be, and it's just late. But again, what I don't like is this the double that came is it's this one-handed, you know, I don't even want to call it a check. It's a swipe, and it's not doing anything. Like, get your both hands on the stick, because your feet are going to go. Everything's balanced. It's controlled, and then maybe you can get that back check off. So
Gillingham unassisted. It's her 15th goal of the season, and puts the Tigers up 13-8. So a timely goal for Towson. Loyola was starting to chip into that lead, and Towson, like a fighter with the jab, continues to flick that lead hand out there and keep Loyola just off balance. Greyhounds looking to answer back here. Less than 21 minutes remaining.
So Loyola should be saying to each other, spread out, spread out, spread out. Create that space for themselves.
Here's Geiger up top. Katrina gives it up on the right wing. Powers mishandles it. Almost lost it. They got away with one there. Good defensive pressure by Annie Sachs of Towson. You can hear the chatter of the officials.
Empty stick inside the 12. So it's minor, she's saying.
But Powers sends it back up top, and then they work it over to Van Thoff. Near side wing, Camely. Rosenzweig trying to make a move, gives it up, beautiful pass. Camely couldn't quite corral it.
Wow.
It was a nice little lob pass, and it was going to be basically a 2-on-1 situation.
Yeah, she did a nice job threading that needle, just getting it right.
Good
right
idea
in
by
there.
Loyola. They just couldn't execute. Camely would love to have that back. Here comes Towson now. They flip the field quickly, and contact and a whistle. Towson made things very difficult on Loyola in that sequence. The transition defense wasn't quite there for the Greyhounds, but we do have whistles before they got a good look.
See, there's that.
That one
foul.
hand again. That's
Well,
Madison Fahey.
There's, Madison Fahey. I'm thinking actually it's the stick to body contact, that push there. She doesn't need it because her feet are there.
Free position shot.
Oh, great
Denied.
save.
Beautiful job by Larson. She said, get that out of here.
Oh, wow.
Loyola comes up with the rebound. It's Katrina Geiger now going in transition mode as the Greyhounds look to clear.
That's a great save for her right there.
Big time. You can see her confidence growing.
Yes. She's got good size in that cage there, too.
Greyhounds spread the field, trailing 13-8. 19 minutes, 30 seconds left here in regulation from Baltimore. Katrina Geiger. Camely working on the right wing, looking for some help. Back to Geiger. Now Loyola will try the left side. Savage gives it up quickly. Good quick passing. Now Hannah Powers working behind the net. Looking for a cutter. Sends it up top, and we've got whistles just as Katrina Geiger was getting ready to engage.
There's that 3 seconds again.
Camping out.
Yep.
In the scoring area.
Yeah.
good situation here for Loyola. Snuffed out. Powers was trying to get something going, forced her way down in there, but too much defensive pressure by Towson. Good job by the Tigers, keeps the score 13-8. And now Towson will look to go on their own clear. Good transition defense so far by Loyola. Now Towson has plenty of room, and it becomes a successful clear. Here's Tiana Walford.
I think Towson has done a nice job with their clears.
Yeah, they have indeed. They're 10 of 11.
Yeah, that's a...
Loyola 9 of 12, and there's a foul on the perimeter. Katrina Geiger will get whistled. Carly Telekamp will take possession on the left side with a whole lot of room to operate. Larson digs in.
I have a feeling she's going to pull, just pull out and keep possession, but I could be wrong.
She tried to force the action.
She should have pulled out.
Yeah, a lot of traffic down there, but Larson stood tall.
But she got a foul. I don't know.
A slow developing play. Good job by Larson, nevertheless. And she's done a good job since checking into the game.
Officials are discussing what's going on.
So 23 shots for the visitors. Towson keeping busy on offense. Loyola with 17 shots. Draw controls 12-11 in favor of the Greyhounds. 26 fouls for Towson. 24 fouls for Loyola. A lot of whistles. Back to live action, not quite.
Just kidding. Keep playing.
Now we'll give it a whirl. 18:01 left. And the Greyhounds take possession with the length of the field to go. Lindsay Earhart working the far side of the Ridley Athletic Complex, brought it all the way down. Now she'll shovel it off. And Greyhounds will get into their offensive flow right here. Trailing 13-8. Here's Camely. Frankie backpedals a little bit, now gives it up. Here's Rosenzweig, makes a move. The pass is back up top. Short, quick passes by the Greyhounds, trying to take a page out of Towson's book. Whistles off the ball.
3 seconds again. Yes. Although I'm going to give my opinion, and I'm actually happy that the officials are calling it, because there are some programs that are running a similar style defense, not as good as this, and it's not being called, and
And so you're saying some teams are taking advantage of it when they recognize the referees aren't doing it.
Awful.
So good save there by Kylie Keating of Towson. And the Tigers will look to clear now. Nothing doing for Loyola. Here's Montalbano streaking down the middle of the Ridley Athletic Complex. Gets cut off nicely by Camely. Frankie playing some tight defense, and we got a whistle.
The effort was there, good effort, but she's reaching in with her stick, and that's the foul.
That's going to get the whistle.
Yeah, so it's just that, again, great effort, just keep your stick up, and she would have been fine.
So Thornton gives it up behind the crease. Towson looking to pick up their pace just a bit. Greyhound defenders in good position. 16:25 left on a moving clock. 13-8. Tigers, they've been in total control. Loyola did cut it to 4 earlier in the half. But Towson re-extended the lead. Things have been quiet over the last few minutes from a scoring standpoint. Now the Tigers spread the field here with 20 seconds left on their shot clock. Here's Emily Gillingham, owner of that left-handed howitzer. Off the right side, beautiful save by Larson off the shot by Caitlin Montalbano.
Hey, I'm not sure that was the best shot to take.
Loyola on the clear. Filippelli was trying to get loose, and now we've got whistles on Gillingham. Good hustle by Emily as she runs the length of the field and gives chase. But Loyola now chalk up another good clear for the Greyhounds, and they'll set up shop offensively as we work down towards the 15-minute mark. Rosenzweig getting pushed. Couldn't get a shot off. Play will be stopped. Good aggressiveness by the freshman. So Camely with 2 goals and Rosenzweig with 2 goals to lead Loyola, chipping in with 1 each. Geiger, Powers, Van Thoff, and Fiedler. Free position shot here for the Greyhounds. Here's Rosenzweig. Shoots and scores and tosses her stick and gets into celebration mode. Good job by Loyola continuing to chip away. 13-9 now, Towson. 15:08 left in regulation. Freshman coming up big there.
I mean, she's
and good
doing
patience.
great thing. Yeah, she's just doing great things. She's not playing like a freshman. She doesn't seem nervous or worried or scared or anything.
And she's also sporting the hat trick. Livy Rosenzweig with her 3rd goal.
Did she have a hat trick in the Penn State game too? So, but this is great. She gets off the line quickly. She sees the defender coming, protects her stick, gets the shot off.
And welcome back to Baltimore. We're at the Ridley Athletic Complex. 13-9. The 10th ranked Towson Tigers in control. They can't quite shake Loyola off though, because the Greyhounds continue to hang around. And this is another example where Loyola has cut it to 4. And with 15:08, still plenty of lacrosse left. See if their grittiness and determination can pay off. But Towson has had something to say about it at every turn.
Right.
So back to the midfield stripe in the draw. Van Thoff and Silmonte.
It's tough though to beat a team that's really disciplined, and I think this is what has gotten Towson over that hump. Like, you know, they're consistently being you know, disciplined, and now they're beating teams. They're 10th. You don't become 10th in the country by being.
And they've only turned it over 6 times.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Greyhounds win the draw, so that evens up the draw controls at 12 apiece. And good speed working down the left side. Now Loyola works it all the way across the field. And here's Van Thoff looking to turn the corner. 1-on-1 on the wing. Being well defended out there by Maddie Tribby. Towson really extending the defense here, making Loyola work. They're going to want to spread him out. See if they can't get a cutter through there. Lindsay Gamer working hard for Loyola. Nice possession so far for the Hounds. Emily Cooper in traffic, fires off the bounce shot, whistles beforehand.
Emily Cooper is, I think, has one of the best shots on the team at Loyola. I mean, she's big and powerful, and I mean big in the most loving way possible. But she's strong and can get these shots off.
5'8" junior attacker.
Love her.
From Archbishop Spalding down in Anne Arundel County.
There you go. So what? Yeah, wait a minute. What happened?
Towson ball. 13-9
Come on,
lead.
Coach Dobie. What's going on down there? You know, when their arms are out like this, you know.
They're like, what's going on, right?
Looking for like water or something. What's going on?
Tigers re-engage offensively now. Loyola digs in. Again, nice patience by the Tigers. Here's Emily Gillingham taking her time now, fires cross field. Now they'll work it behind the crease. Pass out in front, too much traffic, knocked away. Lindsay Earhart trying to grab it for Loyola. Whistles will pause play.
They keep blowing the whistle and pulling these Towson players back.
Right. We thought we were going to see less of that.
I know. I'm not sure why they keep doing that.
You know, especially in a transition
so
situation.
Now we're getting a green card.
Green card did, in fact, come out. Near side referee right in front of the Towson bench.
Because I think this is like the third time this has happened. So.
They keep maneuvering Gabby Cha, and now she's going to come off.
Yeah, it's a delay game, and it is on Cha, right? Cha.
Yep, so back to live action now. Loyola looking to flip the field. Good speed up ahead by Earhart. Now she gives it up on the right side. Good spacing here by the Hounds. And they'll set up shop now, trailing 13-9 after the green card on Cha. Loyola looking to take advantage. 13 minutes remaining. Here's Camely near side wing. Well, there's Van Thoff. Makes a move. Bounce shot. Count it. Taryn Van Thoff pumps one in. Nice maneuver. Got the shooting space. Bouncer finds the mark. And now Loyola finds themselves trailing by just 3 at the 12:52 mark.
This is just such a great move. She gets the defender to kind of step up a little bit too high, reads it and pulls it to her left side and just gets right around her. And by that time, the defender, as I said, she's too high and she has that lane right to goal. So
Loyola did a good job taking advantage of the man up situation.
Yep.
And Van Thoff puts her 9th goal of the season into the back of the net. And now she'll head back to the midfield stripe for the draw. It's a 13-11 advantage in terms of draw controls favoring Loyola. Van Thoff will try to do it again. Of course, Natalie Silmonte will have something to say about that from Towson. Nice job by Natalie Silmonte. She wins the draw control. Good wheels, too, coming all the way down the left side. Silmonte still has it. A one-man gang. And whistles just as she fires back up to the wing. Clock stops at 12:37. Free position shot for Towson. Stopped by Larson. Carly Telekamp let it rip, right-handed, side-armed and low. Good idea.
So, I'm not sure some of these shots she's taking. I get it, she's a strong attacker, but, keep possession. Work for a better shot. Your angle's not great, and, she's making some good saves. Keep possession.
Here's Caitlin Montalbano. Now she'll get a chance. Larson ready. Stopped again by Caitlin Larson. Yeah. Larson taking advantage of her opportunity, playing solid goalie between the pipes, and a good denial there. 13-10. Towson. Loyola looking to continue to creep back. A lot of traffic there just shy of the midfield stripe. Both teams fighting for it. Towson comes out of the fray with it. And unfortunate for Loyola, they were looking to clear and go down there and see if they could cut into this lead, but they turn it over. And now Towson's a little unsettled, but they regather.
Nice job on Towson's part of running through these ground balls and the traffic area and just moving their feet and they keep running to get out of the traffic. So many kids nowadays, they stop their feet and they try to come back into it and they get hammered. So again, goes back to that discipline, that scrappy play that Towson needed, that they put in their keys to the game tonight.
Here's Gillingham working on the right wing. Nice pass. Shot denied by Larson. Caitlin Larson again coming up big. It was good ball movement there by the Tigers, and they got a good look.
Seems like Caitlin Larson is just like the ball's getting bigger and bigger, Yes. With every save, she seems like she's seeing it better and better.
Very confident play right now coming out of number 30, the freshman goalkeeper from Garden City, New York. Keeps the score 13-10. She's got 7 saves since coming into the game, and it's a really solid percentage, 78%. Back to live action now. Loyola working on the offensive end. Down by 3. Here's Cooper. Back up to Camely. Now Frankie sends it up top, and Loyola will reset the offense. Here's Van Thoff working to the near side. Now they'll try behind the net. Well defended by the Tigers. 30 seconds left on the shot clock for Loyola. Camely working on the right side. Here's Camely on the left wing. Thought about it, didn't. Sends it back up top.
We're getting down to 11 seconds on that shot clock now. 3-second call again. What's that, like the 7th? It's got to be up there.
So 10:05 on the game clock, 8 seconds on the shot clock. See what Loyola can do with this opportunity.
Penn State had 22 free position shots
Wow,
when they played Towson, so they got to fix something with that.
Van Thoff shoots and scores for the Greyhounds and brings Loyola to within 2. It's a 13-11 lead for Towson. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. 10 minutes, 1 second remaining.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
I like that.
I appreciate it. I saw it on my side view mirror on my way up here tonight.
Yeah, all right. This is my Brady Seabolt. I like it.
Look out.
Look at that.
So Van Thoff, good job, just coming forward, taking her time. Overhand bounce shot, finds the mark, and Loyola finds themselves right back in this game.
Yes, they do.
So that's her 10th goal of the season, unassisted variety, and she too is sporting the hat trick. So 3 for Van Thoff, 3 for Rosenzweig, Camely with 2, and then a host of players with 1 each, including Geiger, Powers, and Fiedler.
So the Towson goalie right now is leaning back a little bit right before she's going forward to try to make that save, and that
literally on her heels.
Yeah, she's rocking back, and you know when we work with our goalies and we see that, we're like, oh no. So she's got to adjust. She's got to fix that.
Van Thoff grabs the draw control. Good opportunity here for the Greyhounds, down by 2. Now they're looking to press the action as they get down and get set up on offense. With 9 minutes, 45 seconds left on a moving clock.
Nice bounce pass. That was a good little heads up there.
Hannah Powers now sporting number 33 instead of number 9. Here's Camely up top. Quick pass into the middle, maybe forced that. And it's an unfortunate turnover and a bad time for it. For the Greyhounds, it's their 16th turnover of the evening, and Towson's going to look to make it hurt. Camely playing tight transition defense. She'll get whistled for the foul as Annie Sachs was trying to move it up the field.
Because even still on that last one down here with Loyola, her coming across the 8 like that, even if she did catch it, she's a righty. She either has to do some kind of trick shot or turn and roll back, and she's going to roll back into
pressure.
Defense, right.
Yeah.
So that it's not necessarily, she might look open, but it's not necessarily the greatest feed.
Towson spreads the field again, and now they'll work the perimeter. But things are a little different for the Tigers now, hanging on by 2. It's as close as Loyola's been since the outset. Good motion here by the Tigers. Greyhounds up to the challenge so far. Nice move and a good shot, but a better save. Caitlin Thornton
another save.
Worked hard.
2 great saves. I'm sorry.
Larson, no, it's all good. Larson made 1 save, and then off the rebound in the follow-up shot, second save. But credit the Tigers, they keep coming up with the rebounds and keeping the ball down here in the Loyola zone.
Those 2 saves right there. Now I'm really sold. Now I love it, love it, love it.
Caitlin Larson doing a great job with her opportunity. She started the second half for Coach Adams and has done a fantastic job between the pipes.
I mean, she's a freshman.
Right.
Come on.
And both of those saves were at point-blank range.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was good defense right there. That's a charge.
Let's take a look at both saves again. Rapid fire.
I mean,
Boom, get that out of here. A little kick save. It came out. And then wisely gets back in position and has good reaction to make that second save as well.
Absolutely. For her to be able to her step was great to the ball, and then to get back in, as you just said, and get set up again. I mean, you don't see freshmen doing that at this level.
And she turned away 2 shots, probably within about 5 seconds of each other, or less. So good job. Now rather Loyola trying to get something going on their offensive end, looking for a real good possession here.
And then they just had a great, defensive stop right there too with the double team. And, there was no foul, no swooping with the stick or anything. It was just a great double team, and she forced her way through, and they got the charge.
Camely and Rosenzweig playing the 2-man game. Now Livy goes around the outside, fires back up top.
Now let's finish this.
Here's Camely. Fakes the shot, sends it back up to Cooper.
They're faking that shot, trying to get the shooting space call. But the defenders are too close. They have to be more than a 6 length away, and by the time she catches it, they've regained that space.
Good motion here to the Loyola offense. Camely works it back here to the near side. Hannah Savage. Livy Rosenzweig. Shoots and scores! The freshman Livy gets loose in the middle and pumps in the right-handed shot. And Loyola now creeping all the way back. It's going to be 13-12 with the 6:36 mark right here in front of us.
See, they're being patient now. Earlier, they were forcing it. They weren't holding on to it for 2 or 3 more seconds that they needed to. So much better.
We're going to step aside once more. Good one going here in Baltimore. Towson 13, Loyola 12, right here on the Patriot League Network. 13-12, Towson literally hanging on as the Loyola Greyhounds have stormed back. They've had some fantastic play between the pipes by the person you see right there, the freshman goalkeeper, number 30, Caitlin Larson, doing a great job. And staying between the pipes for Towson, Kylie Keating, number 7, the 5'4" sophomore from Ashton, Maryland. She played at Our Lady of Good Counsel High School. So both coaches stay with their goalies. And it's 13-12 Towson. So Loyola's done a good job of weathering the storm and hanging in there. And Monica, like you mentioned, a little more poise, a little more playing within yourself, but more relaxed.
Right. I mean, they just needed just a little bit more time on attack and keeping that space a little bit more and just going, 1 or 2 more seconds to really finishing the shot, and it's paying off for them. And it's 13-12, so it's good.
Eerily reminiscent of the Penn State game. We'll see how it all unfolds with 6.5 minutes left.
Exactly.
So here's Lindsay Earhart.
And we'll see how Towson responds too. They're number 10 in the country, and this is a big test. And they haven't played in a couple weeks, and how is that factoring in right now?
Very true. And we talked about it at the top of the broadcast about whether we'd see some rust, and we didn't see any rust. But more to your point now, how about are their legs underneath of them, their conditioning, and just everything going on right now?
Right.
Greyhounds working on the right wing. Camely pumps it up ahead. Now they'll work it behind the crease. Beautiful ball movement here by Loyola. A shot kicked away. Beautiful save by Keating. And my goodness. That's a heck of a foul there by Hannah Savage. And hitting the ground also, Livy Rosenzweig. And a red card.
Oh, wow, she went right to a red card.
Yeah, that's no surprise.
So now I just hope that, there's 5:50 left. Let's keep it clean. Like, it is straight to a red, but still, nobody is intentionally going after anybody or anything like that. It's still a game.
So Tiana Walfer took the contact. As you see here, she was just getting a good head of steam. And then took the push, took contact with the butt of the stick, and the 5'5" senior from Ellicott City hit the turf hard. Coach Adams not too happy with the call. Clock stopped at 5:50. Nevertheless, it is in fact a red card on Hannah Savage. There you see Savage does have 1 assist tonight. Played big minutes for Coach Adams, gave great effort. Now Towson's going to spread the field and look to clear the ball. Hanging on by 1. Keating taking her time. Gets it up ahead to Gillingham. Gillingham running free. Fires off to the right wing here. And an unforced error and a turnover. Towson has not done anything like that throughout the evening. Just their 9th turnover. And we'll see if Loyola can benefit from that. That's about
like
one. That's one of the best things Loyola could ask for right now, coming off of the red card.
Right.
Because it could have been a, a sudden change situation. But here comes Earhart and the Greyhounds, looking to get something done here, down by 1. That was Hannah Powers. Still trying to get used to that 33 and not the 9 that she normally wears.
Right.
5 Towson Tigers around her. So good job of getting it out to the middle away from pressure. And here's Earhart. Spins to the inside. Again, good job of getting away from the pressure. Here's Geiger. Loyola seems a little unsettled right now, but credit the pressure defense of Towson.
I was going to say, Towson really swarms in.
Big time.
Yeah, the midfield there in that transition.
Here's Rosenzweig. Powers tried to force the issue. Got out of control, lost the ball.
The Towson goalie now has just had 2 really good saves.
Kylie Keating.
But then Towson 2 unforced errors there, really.
Yeah, 2nd consecutive turnover as they're attempting to clear the ball. And Loyola looking to tie this thing up now. Time becoming of the essence. 3:50 left in regulation. Tigers hanging on by 1. Brady Seabolt, Monica Yekel taking you down the stretch. Out front, Livy couldn't handle it, or she'd have had a good look. And that ball squirts out of bounds, and now Loyola turns it over. And the penalty is now cleared. So with 3.5 minutes left, we're even up. Towson fires it up ahead. Here's Stack. Gets it into the stick of Telekamp. Shelby Stack now kicks it here to the near side. Gabby Cha fires down, and now Towson will work it behind the net. 3 minutes left. Still quite a bit of shot clock left for the Tigers. 2:40 left in the game. 40 seconds left on the Tigers shot clock. They're being somewhat deliberate here. It's what they've done throughout the evening. But they don't have that big cushion, does Towson, that they've worked with throughout most of the night. Just a 1-goal game, 2:25 left. Too much traffic in there. Whistles blow. Defensive pressure being applied by Katie Corvin. Shot clock down to 22. Game clock at 2:22. Caitlin Larson keeping herself ready. And a free position shot here for Towson. And that'll be handled by Shelby Stack.
So they still have 22 seconds left. Yeah, so I was wondering if she was going to, move the ball, which was smart.
15 on the shot clock for Towson. Tight defense.
Charge, yeah.
Lindsay Earhart got good position there. And Loyola does a good job collectively as a defensive unit with 2 minutes left.
I have to say, I'm not sure.
Possession.
Let me look at this again, but I'm not sure that was a... Oh, yeah, that was definitely a charge.
So we'll see what the Greyhounds have here. Both teams even up. 1 minute, 48 seconds left. Loyola trailing by 1.
That's a big foul right there.
Loyola, no strangers to close games. They lost 14-11 to Hopkins. Had their hearts broken down in Florida 17-16 in overtime. Beat Penn State 16-15 in overtime. And here we go now, 13-12 Towson, $1:25 left. Greyhounds working on the left wing.
57 seconds.
Here's Powers working behind the net, gets cut off. Now she fires it all the way up top.
50 seconds, sorry, 45 on the possession clock.
Van Thoth works it over here to the left wing. Powers in traffic. Falls, loses the ball. We've got whistles.
Okay, so wait, I want to see how they do this. I think they may give that foul to the shooter. Oh no, 3 seconds. Wait, why is that 3 seconds on 18? Huh.
One minute, 1 second remaining here from Baltimore. Free position shot for Loyola. Powers shoots and scores, and it's the
awesome.
equalizer. 13-13 with 58 seconds left. The Greyhounds have come all the way back.
What a shot. That was Hannah Powers, right? Because she's 33. Yes.
She shoots just as well wearing 33 as
33,
she
yeah,
does with
there
9.
we go.
Just a well-placed shot, had plenty of zip on it, and momentum clearly benefiting Loyola here in the second half.
I loved how she turned her body to get her stick open even a little bit more and able to kind of change that level to get that shot off. She's a great shooter.
So Towson outscored Loyola in the first half 11-5, but the Greyhounds have gotten all over top of Towson here in the second half, outscoring the Tigers 8-2, and that gets us to 13-13. 58 seconds left. Van Thoth at midfield for the Greyhounds.
This is a huge possession right here.
And as she's been all day for Towson, number 11, Natalie Solmonti, working hard for Towson. And the possession's going to go over to Loyola. Look at the enthusiasm of Coach Adams, the assistants, and the rest of the Loyola bench. 45 seconds left. High drama here from the Ridley Athletic Complex. Here's Camely hemmed in on the sideline. Fires it out to Earhart. Lindsay wheels right.
So there's no possession clock on right now. It's just a game clock.
And 30 seconds remaining. Tied up at 13. Camely on the left wing.
I was just going to say, I think we're going to get a timeout here.
I think so. You could kind of feel it coming. 22 seconds remaining. Coach Adams, Coach Doby, they want to draw something up, make sure everyone's on the same sheet of music.
Is this her? How many timeouts has she taken? Her second.
So 29 shots for the Tigers, 25 for Loyola. Draw control 16-12 in favor of the Greyhounds. 36 fouls by Towson, 32 fouls by Loyola. Taking a look at the clears, Towson Tigers 15 of 18, Loyola 16 of 20. Turnover 17 for Loyola, 11 for Towson. So the freshman leading the way for Loyola. Livy Rosenzweig with 4 goals. Van Thoth with 3. Powers and Camely with 2 each. Geiger and Fiedler with 1 apiece. For the visitors, Montalbano with 3, Gillingham with 3, Thornton and Telecamp with 2 each. Cha also has 2, and Sachs with 1. So 22 seconds left. Both teams separate from their respective benches. And we'll get set up here for the final seconds of regulation. See if Loyola can capitalize or if we have to go into extra time from Baltimore. A tale of 2 halves. All Towson in the first, pretty much all Loyola in the second. And big ups to Caitlin Larson, who's done a fantastic job in the goal for Coach Adams and the Loyola Greyhounds. So Hannah Powers has it for Loyola. Here we go. 20 seconds left. Powers wheels behind the net. 15 seconds left. Towson well positioned so far.
10, 9,
8 seconds remaining.
7, 6, 5,
Shot just off the mark.
2, 1.
And that's going to end regulation.
Overtime.
So we're headed to overtime, a 13-13 tie. Greyhounds did a good job of coming all the way back and set themselves up for what could have been a dramatic finish in regulation. They did call a timeout with, I guess, 22 seconds left and tried to run a set piece. Did get a shot off. It was just off the mark. Credit the Towson defenders for doing what they had to do to keep the score tied. Here's another look. Powers was working to her left. Got the feed out in front to Cooper. Just a whole lot of traffic. So we're going to go ahead and step aside. Do not go anywhere, folks. Overtime coming up in the Patriot League. We're locked up at 13 between Towson and Loyola on the Patriot League Network. And welcome back to the Ridley Athletic Complex. Brady Seabolt, Monica Yakel with you. Extra lacrosse. Next goal wins it. A 13-13 tie. Loyola came storming back in the second half and got this thing locked down. Had a look at the net as time expired in regulation. But Emily Cooper had a little too much traffic around her, couldn't find the mark. And now each team huddled around their respective coach. And we'll see what gives here as an ever important draw is coming up from the midfield stripe. Recapping the numbers, 29 shots for Towson, 26 for Loyola. Draw controls, a 16-12 lead for Loyola, 36 fouls for the Tigers, 32 for the Greyhounds. 15 of 18 on the clears for Towson and 16 of 20 for the Greyhounds. Loyola has turned it over 17 times. Towson just 11.
This draw control is
It's everything.
everything. So
And as we mentioned earlier, before we figured we were going into overtime, I had mentioned this is a carbon copy of the Penn State game, and up to this point, it is. We'll see what gives on this draw control.
It is.
It's eerily reminiscent. The goalie change, the big
Yes.
deficit, coming back and tying it, getting it into overtime. It's a repeat. Let's see if the result falls in line with that.
Yes.
Recapping the scoring, the freshman, Livy Rosenzweig, 4 goals. Van Thoff with 3. Powers and Camely with 2 each. And 1 goal apiece for Geiger and Fiedler. The officials are being very generous with the time here as both teams continue to stay huddled up. .37 degrees here in Baltimore.
It's always a good one against Towson.
Yeah.
Always, always.
And as you mentioned, these teams have been hooking up quite a bit since back in 1977. They played at least once every year since '77. So a lot of familiarity there. And what a great game, regardless of how this thing wraps up, between the number 10 Towson Tigers and the 16th ranked Loyola Greyhounds. Let's get ready for overtime, folks. A good one going from Charm City. And it really boils down to this draw, and both teams know how vital this is.
Absolutely.
You would expect to see the same tandem we've seen all game, and there they go, both of them getting ready for the visitors. Number 11, Natalie Solmonte. And for the hometown Loyola Greyhounds, number 18, Taylor Van Thoff. Larson with 9 saves, only has given up 2 goals. She's really been a storyline here in the second half. Let's go to the midfield stripe now in the draw. Overtime from Baltimore. 13-13 tie. And the Greyhounds come up with it. The freshman grabs it. Livy Rosenzweig And we've got whistles right off the bat. That's going to go against Towson. It'll force Loyola to reset. And the Greyhounds now with a golden opportunity. Bounce pass near side, Camely. She'll take her time and wheel towards the center of the field. Now works it back to the near side. Look at the Towson defenders in frantic mode. You talk about swarming. That's what they're doing. Good job of running through the pressure. Loyola now in good shape. Looking to spread the field, get some cutters. Here's Livy working on the near side, directing traffic. Fires it up top.
So they're doing a nice job of keeping it spread and giving themselves that room to work.
Liz Scott on the field for Coach Adams. The freshman midfielder. Here she is asking for it. Instead, they go back over to the right wing. Good ball movement here. Powers behind the net.
25 seconds left on the possession clock.
Powers now creeping out to the near side. Fires up top. Credit the Towson defenders, not giving Loyola any good looks. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Camely thought about it, didn't. Gets it to Geiger. Katrina back over to Camely. And a shot clock violation. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable. Where was the awareness?
I was just going to say, I don't know if anybody's calling it.
You
or,
gotta know.
You know, if they have to hold up and I'm not being, I'm not being funny about this. They need to like hold up a sign, like a colored sign that gives them like an alert that there's 10 seconds left. And
it's like they were in a malaise. I don't know what happened there, but
it went
that
from
could be
10
critical.
to 0. Yeah,
Towson ball, now they'll look to clear. As they go deep down the field, Kylie Keating fires it up, and that quick, the Tigers now are in good shape.
It'll be interesting to see who they look to get the ball to, like 45 or 23.
1 minute left on the overtime clock. Tigers spread the field. Greyhounds are kicking themselves. Didn't even get a shot off.
Mm.
The shot clock is turned off. 45 seconds left. Here's Emily Gillingham. Gives it up. Caitlin Montalbano.
Nice defense.
Very nice defense. Will digging in, playing good fundamental D right now. Half a minute left. Shot whiffed. Good pressure by Loyola. Greyhounds come up with it. It's Margaret Filippelli cruising down the near side. Gets cut off by Towson. Scoops it up out into the middle of the field. Loose ball. Tigers come up with it. And with 13.6 seconds, we've got whistles.
Uh-oh.
But they go for the free movement. Ball loose again. And Filippelli again sweeps it out of bounds. With 3 seconds left, the clock will stop. And there goes the horn, which ends the overtime. And everything's kind of in a lull here at the Ridley Athletic Complex. Still hard to believe Loyola didn't get a shot off, and then they had a mad scramble as Towson got it down quickly into their offensive end. And Loyola did a good job of keeping them off the scoreboard. So we're going to go ahead and switch sides. There you see the freshman, Caitlin Larson, jogging down to her end. And then her counterpart for Towson, Kylie Keating, finding her place in between the pipes. And we'll put 3 minutes back on the clock and get set for overtime number 2 from Baltimore. With all the energy and everything going on in the building, actually quite a hush has come over this place. I think people feel a little deflated that we got through that overtime period without a goal. So it'll be Van Thoff and Sulmonte again from midfield. A lot of conversations going on out there, and not too much lacrosse. So Loyola really got on top and has the edge in the draw control, 17-12. And they're looking hard for number 18 here if they can get it, and that is number 18, Van Thoff, trying to get it done for Loyola. And the Greyhounds do, in fact, control the draw, and there's an immediate foul as Rosenzweig gets knocked to the turf. And here we go now. Greyhounds will work left to right. Overtime number 2. Earhart getting a lot of pressure, looking for some help.
I love how hard Towson's working on this ride here.
Filippelli in trouble. The pass was impacted. Well defended here on the near side by Tiana Walfer. Greyhounds will maintain the handle. Van Thoff receives the inbound pass. Greyhounds will spread the field here. Now they'll work the left side. Next goal wins from Baltimore. 13-13 tie. Tigers and Greyhounds have both played their hearts out tonight. Camley fires down low. Back up top to Van Thoff. Now near side fielder.
Towson has stayed in this backer defense the entire time, even with all these 3-second calls. Oh my gosh, boy, did Loyola just have an opportunity there.
They sure did. There was 35 seconds left on the shot clock, and they turned it over.
That was a big hole right there. Nobody was on her.
Towson's going to try to say something about that now. Here come the Tigers with 1:45 left in the second overtime. Greyhounds turned it over. That was a critical turnover. Their 12th of the night, rather their 19th of the night.
That was Loyola's, yes. Time.
Timeout, Towson.
Timeout, Towson. 1:32 left in the first overtime. We changed sides of the field, pardon me. And each team will chat it over again.
That was Towson's timeout, correct? Is that what you just, yes, okay. There we go. So I see it over here.
So 11-5 was the score at halftime. Towson was in total control. Greyhounds came out of the locker room, made the change in goal, and then their offense lifted as well. They started relaxing just a little bit, making better decisions, and they outscored the Tigers 8-2 in that second half. Got it locked up at 13, had a chance to win it late, just couldn't get a clean shot off. Emily Cooper had a chance, but there was a lot of congestion out in front of the net. And here we are now with 92 seconds left in the overtime. Really, neither team's gotten off a good-looking shot in the extra period. And we saw a lot of precision shooting throughout the game. But
their 8-meter shots have looked great. So, you know, when they have that free position shot, it's great. It's just when they're in traffic and trying to, I'll tell you really what hasn't been great for either team is they can't handle the pass inside, that feed inside. They've had some really nice looks, like just last one right here with Loyola.
We've seen it dropped or knocked away.
I don't know if they're just not used to being open or they're just not ready for it or what, but it's there, and that's something, you know, when coaches watch film, they'll make a nice little note of that and incorporate that into practice.
Absolutely. Things to work on.
Absolutely.
In a win or loss, you learn a lot of lessons.
Yep.
So it's Towson possession. Loyola has never led in the game. Came storming all the way back to tie it up. Back to live action. Tigers working here on the near side.
So 55 seconds on the possession clock and 1:20 in this second overtime.
Here's Thornton working behind the net. Now she'll work it to the near side. Here's Silmonte. Natalie puts it in gear. Greyhounds in good position. Now Silmonte backs it out, working behind the crease. Head up, stick up, looking for a cutter. Knocked away briefly.
30 seconds on the possession clock.
Towson in no particular hurry. Here's Emily Gillingham. Fires out into the front. Shot knocked away. Gorgeous save by Larson. Point blank bullet kicked away. And trying to get through 3 defenders is Emily Gillingham. She takes a knee and gets a whistle.
Yeah, so that's what they didn't want to do.
Shot clock turned off. Caitlin Larson at the ready.
Here's a big test.
Indeed.
But she's been stepping up so far.
Get ready for a left-handed laser. Here's Emily Gillingham, the 5'11 senior, trying to end it right here for Towson. And she's smothered by a trio of Greyhound defenders.
Yeah,
Shot didn't have
great.
much on it, but Towson is right there for the rebound, and they'll maintain the handle. 25 seconds left on the clock. Shot clock turned off. Here's Silmonte. Natalie Silmonte still has the ball knocked away. Left-handed shot, just wide to the near side.
Goodness.
Sneaky quick shot.
I thought that went in.
7 seconds left. Thornton coming around, has it knocked away. 2 seconds left. And there's the horn. My goodness.
Did she get a foul?
No.
No, okay, my gosh. Sick.
So we're still locked up at 13. Can't get this thing solved just yet. We're going to go ahead and take a break. It's a 13-13 tie from Baltimore. You're enjoying women's lacrosse right here on the Patriot League Network.
We are back, and I need to correct myself. This is the second, we are entering the second overtime. I made a mistake.
Hey, it happens.
It's the
made it too.
the first one in my life I've ever made.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and I'm glad to share it with all of you.
So there won't be a second for a
A
long
long time. No, so we're back at 13-13. This is second overtime. I love it. What a game. Towson
Indeed
Loyola
it
is
is.
always good, always good.
The two of the top teams in the country locking up. Number 10 versus number 16. First half was all Towson. Second half, all Loyola. And in the first extra stanza, nothing doing for either team. Played hard, had some good looks, really just couldn't get anything going. Really some opportunistic defense on both sides in that first overtime. But Loyola continues to do themselves a real big favor from the draw. 18-12. And Van Thoff has been really productive. And another critical draw coming up right here. Next goal wins it.
I'm not sure what we're waiting for.
Yeah.
You have to get cold. That's what we're waiting for. I gotta get cold again.
My knees are knocking.
It is cold. Woo! Pretty night, but cold. Okay, here we go. Critical possession here.
Van Thoff and Silmonte squaring off once again. These two have gone at it all night from the draw circle. 3 minutes on the clock. Overtime number 2 from Baltimore. Brady Seabolt, Monica Yackel. Both teams giving chase. Ball still loose. And it's going to be Towson ball as Emily Gillingham scoops it up. And now the Greyhounds going to have to dig in defensively. Good job by Towson securing that draw. They were due for one.
I didn't hear what he said. Well, doesn't matter anyway, I guess. Towson ball.
So Emily Gillingham will get things started for the Tigers. Towson trying to sneak out of here with a victory. Here's Montalbano, brings it to the near side. Now the Tigers will work on the right wing. Gillingham. All kinds of time on the shot clock for Towson.
Loyola needs to stay disciplined, no foul, keep them off the 8.
And they can't get lulled to sleep by the slow pace here.
That's true, too.
And 50 seconds on the shot clock. Tight defense on that wing. Maddie Dickman working the ball up top for the Tigers. Now it goes back behind the cage.
33 seconds left on the possession clock or shot clock.
Gillingham on the right wing. Now wheels left, fires cross field. Montalbano. Double team pressure. Coming from the backside to provide some backside help, Lindsay Earhart.
So that was a yellow card. Yeah. And
It makes contact with Caitlin Montalbano. Montalbano slow to get up. So coming off the field, Katie Corvin. There's another look.
I think right there, that first one was a little acting there. But then the second one, unfortunately, that was a foul there.
It looked like that stick made some contact with the head.
But the first one, she was flailing a little bit. Because, the Loyola defender was doing a nice job. She wasn't doing anything. She wasn't pushing or anything. I think she was trying to, create that.
So Montalbano trying to shake it off. 1:39 left in the second overtime. Yellow card on Loyola.
Yeah, it's
and now
unfortunate.
Towson in real good shape here. So they're going to work Loyola laterally and back and forth and take their time.
Yeah.
Fresh shot clock,
Yeah,
plenty of time.
Yep, that restarts the shot clock.
Towson working behind the crease. Now they send it up top. Caitlin Montalbano. Ball in the middle. Shot,
Oh,
no
wow,
good.
what a save.
Ball still loose. Nice check from behind. Ball still loose. It's on the ground. Who wants it? Towson comes up with it. Some tenacious defense by Loyola. Ball knocked down again, and then they get bailed out with a whistle.
It all started with that save. She is making some fantastic saves tonight.
The Tigers keep the possession. Loyola almost stole it away from them. Couldn't quite do it. 40 seconds left on the Tigers' shot clock. Just an 8-second difference. Left-handed shot, no good by Gillingham. Well defended by Loyola. 30 seconds on the Tigers' shot clock. And whistles just as Gillingham was getting the pass on the right wing. Clock stops with 35.4 ticks. 27.
I have to say, this is a nice setup. She's lefty on that side. That's a nice setup.
Gillingham trying to put the pressure on Larson. Tough spot here for the freshman goalie.
That's a push. Wow.
Ball comes out. Loyola picks it up, and then a push by Towson. That's going to be Carly Telekamp. And Greyhounds should take over possession here. Game's gotten real physical, especially in the overtimes. Earhart gave just enough pressure to impact that shot. Back to live action, Loyola possession. They get it into the stick of Caitlin Larson. And she wings it all the way down the field. Bounce pass. Loyola can't come up with it. Not sure what was going on there.
Who just threw that?
Larson did.
Why would we throw that? Oh.
Here comes Montalbano down the slot. On the right side, gives it up. Here's Thornton. Comes around the crease. And there's the horn. Still 13-13, hard to believe. Both teams worn out. Look at them, look at the body language. I mean, everyone feeling it. And why wouldn't they? Yeah, not sure what the thinking was there on the long pass down the field by Caitlin Larson.
I mean, you know, time was running out. I'm sure she's thinking, let's, you know, like that, like a Hail Mary. But,
how about that?
That's that. She's just playing so confidently and coming out high, getting like diminishing those angles for these shooters.
Yep, credit her. Larson with 12 saves. Just has only given up 2 goals against. It's an 86% save percentage. And she's played 38 minutes and 53 seconds since going into the game. Katie Glenn had 4 saves in the first half. But Larson's been a difference maker here without a doubt. And a 5'8" freshman taking full advantage of the opportunity. And just like you mentioned, Monica, the enthusiasm and the confidence growing right before our eyes. So back to midfield for the draw. Silmonte and Van Thoff. It's an 18-13 advantage in draws for Loyola.
It's so great when you play with a goalkeeper who is just, you know, fired up and like Molly Wolf. I mean, had so much energy and enthusiasm. I mean, that
and the defenders out front feed off of that too.
Absolutely, it just trickles all the way down. And when you hear that back there, it's like, you know, you got like your safety blanket. You know, you're like, yeah, it's back there. It's awesome.
Van Thoff comes up with it for Loyola. See if the Greyhounds can come down here and win this thing.
Here we go.
It all starts with the draw. 15 seconds left on the yellow card. As Sam Fiedler works the possession here for Loyola, trying to just kill some time and get evened up. Penalty is now clear, and Loyola is ready to go to work in a 13-13 tie, overtime from the Ridley Athletic Complex.
Minute on the shot clock, a little less.
Left wing, Camely. Now it's Powers. Hannah gets cut off. Now she'll wheel back up to the top. Gets it into the middle. Van Thoff shovels it behind the crease. Good ball movement here by the Greyhounds. Camely on the top side. Brings it over to Fiedler.
This is great ball movement.
Here's Klugel. The passing has been incredible during this sequence. They don't want to overpass, though. Try to get somebody a shot.
Oh, that's a nice stick.
Out in front and getting mugged is Sam Fiedler.
That's going to be a yellow card.
She takes some facial contact and goes down hard. Clock stopped with 1:40. And the shot clock at 14 for Loyola, but that's going to change.
She's center hash.
So here's the freshman, Sam Fiedler, with a chance
could be
to put the icing on the cake. The freshman, straight up top. Fiedler waiting for the whistle, and she's good to go. Drives the net. Shot no good, off to the near side, and Towson was back smartly. The Tigers are going to take over possession with a minute and a half left.
Wow, that's a good heads-up play there.
Wasn't it? That was sneaky and smart. And it could be a difference maker. Who knows? Montalbano streaking down the middle of the field. 2 Greyhounds giving chase. Now Montalbano peels off. This is the kind of game where you hate to see someone come out with a loss.
I know, right?
Tigers send it back up top. Now back over here to the near side, Maddie Dickman. Shot clock and game clock parallel. Here's Silmonte on the near side wing. Gives it up. Ball loose in the middle.
Did she just try to go behind the
Loyola
back?
comes up with it. It did look like a behind the back and an unnecessary
Oh,
behind
here
the
we
back.
go.
Greyhounds in transition.
Okay, so they're even numbers.
The Powers is cut
Oh,
off now,
wow.
gets inside, slips, dips her shoulder,
Shooting space.
and we've got a
Wow.
whistle. .9 seconds left in the second overtime. 13-13 tie from Baltimore. Hannah Powers can't get it to go in.
Crease.
And there's the horn. So you can hear the discussions down on the field.
So whenever there's new rules and new situations, I mean, everybody's gonna, it's tough. I mean, this year's been a lot of new rules and everyone's still getting used to them.
Right. Everyone bundled up here in a chilly night. A lot of lacrosse being played. Score still 13-13. My goodness. Let's go ahead and take a break and regroup. We are still tied up at 13. Towson and Loyola in a barn burner. We'll be right back on the Patriot League Network. Regulation and 2 overtimes in the books, and we're still tied up at 13. Beautiful camera shot of Ridley Athletic Complex. Fans have been treated to a heck of a game. Two crosstown rivals flat out going for it. They have let it all hang out. And there's a look at Charm City. And we've seen some fantastic lacrosse.
Yes, we have.
Highlighted by a gorgeous, highlight-worthy goal by Sam Fiedler, the freshman midfielder for Loyola, on a nice feed in traffic and went behind the back for the goal. That happened all the way back in the first half, which is getting to be a long time ago,
Yeah.
Monica.
Was that yesterday?
Right.
But I also, we've seen some great saves from the goalies, both goalies.
Right.
And so I think we can't forget them either, especially, you know, the Loyola goalie freshman. You got to give some props to a freshman coming out in second half, stepping in. You know, that takes a lot of guts.
Absolutely
And,
does.
You know, so many people want to come and play at, you know, top D1 programs and often ask what it takes. And, well, some people don't really, but they think they know. And, you know, it takes a lot. And so for this kid to come out here and step into a situation like this against a number 10 team in the country, I just think that's, you know, that's great for her. So
there she is, Caitlin Larson with 12 saves. Katie Glenn with 4 saves in the first half. And their counterpart, the Towson goalkeeper, Keating, with 7 saves of her own. And Keating stays in between the pipes. She's gone the distance.
And, you know, Katie Glenn, I'm not going to say, I keep going to say her name wrong. Loyola's goalie, that was in the first half.
Yeah, Katie Glenn.
Katie Glenn. She'll bounce back, and they still need her too. So
very good point.
You know, she can't put her head down and be like, oh, you know, woe's me. No, they need her. So
good point.
You gotta
Absolutely.
You got to be still thinking we're playing in May. So.
So Van Thoff and Sulmonte, one more time.
Another, we'll say it again. It's a big draw. Big possession.
And that's handled by Towson quickly by Silmonte. Ball barely went high enough.
Towson looks a little shaky.
Here's
A
Cha.
little shaky. They got to play. Their passes don't look as sharp as they did earlier. I mean, it could be fatigue too.
Yeah,
but
fatigue's definitely setting in on everyone. And
it's cold.
And 37 degrees.
I was just kidding.
Filippelli D'ing up. They get the feed to Gillingham. She can't quite handle it. If she did, it was going to be a tough situation for Larson. Gillingham was on the doorstep.
Now you see who wants the ball. Who wants it in that last, possession, that last second?
Here's Thornton behind the crease. Ball knocked away. Loyola looks like they're going to be able to run it down. And there's some contact on the goalie as Caitlin Larson picks up some big-time contact and whistles immediately.
Was that a yelp?
Larson's slow to get up, but she is up on her feet now.
Was that a card given? No. Okay.
So Natalie Silmonte with the big-time hit on Caitlin Larson, and it's going to be Loyola ball. Greyhounds want to clear it, get a good shot, and go home.
That was just sloppy. Sorry, Towson, but wow.
Risky pass. Now they get it into the stick of Katrina Geiger. Geiger sends it near side. Powers being harassed by a pair of Tigers, Maddie Tribby and Sammy Chenoweth. Powers still getting harassed, maintains the handle and gets out of the pressure.
I thought there might have been a little push there. She did a nice job handling that.
Here's Rosenzweig.
Here we go.
Out in front, shot and a score, and a game winner for the Loyola Greyhounds. And a well-deserved victory as Loyola comes all the way back and gets on top and puts down Towson 14-13 in triple overtime.
So I think they're checking to see, so that's not, Towson's saying that's not the stick.
That Loyola bench is ready to exult in celebration, and they do. Credit the Loyola Greyhounds with the victory. They'll push their record to 2-2, and the Towson Tigers fall to 3-1. What a fantastic win for the Loyola Greyhounds. Let's have a look. Beautiful feed out into the middle, and Van Thoff deserved it. She worked so hard tonight from the circle, handled a lot of those draw controls, and gets the game winner coming right down the slot with the right-handed overhand zip into the back of the net. And it's all hugs for Loyola.
What a comeback, 2 in a row. I mean, this team's starting to show a lot of heart, a lot of hustle, togetherness. They're believing. I mean, Coach Adams she can't ask for anything more. Made the goalie change. As a coach, this is what you want. You've got options, you're using them, and, maybe start using a little more on your bench. Who knows, but you got options. Again, you're using them. It's a total team effort. Great job tonight.
This is a big victory in the early portion of the schedule against another top-notch opponent.
2 in a row. 2 in a row. So, this is great. This is just great.
So the first game against Hopkins was a 3-goal difference in the final score, and now the last 3 games, a loss to Florida, a victory over Penn State, and then the victory that we just saw were all decided by 1 point, and all 3 of those games in overtime. So buckle up, folks, if you want to enjoy some Loyola lacrosse this year, because that was one heck of a victory. And let's credit the Towson Tigers. They came in here, played well all night. It was just one of those situations where Loyola grabbed the momentum and pretty much rode it, but then when we got into overtime, things were dicey for both teams, and neither squad could really get off a good look. But Loyola did what they had to do, and Taryn Van Thoff did what she needed to do. Taylor Van Thoff, I'm so sorry. Had her sister's name on my mind there for a minute.
That's all right. They look alike.
I should have just stuck with Van Thoff.
Exactly. It's all right.
But a great win for Loyola, 14-13. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here from Baltimore. Just a fantastic come-from-behind win by the Greyhounds. For executive producer Mark Natale, And my broadcast partner, Monica Yakel. I'm Brady Seabolt saying good night from Baltimore. A good one in the Patriot League as the Greyhounds get over on Towson 14-13 on the Patriot League Network. Good night.